Subs, Family Dentistry on Manchac, Dina Davis Team, Jersey Mike's, Specified Water Systems, UBEO, Princeton Review, Mighty Fine, Chick-fil-A, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Waterloo Ice House, Torchy's Tacos, More Than a Teacher, Golden Acres, Pie Bar, and Austin Community College. And now, along with producer Shane Showinski and color analyst Stephen Foster, here's the voice of the Bowie Bulldogs, Dee Hanson.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight from Monroe Memorial Stadium in the Leander ISD as the Bowie Bulldogs open their playoff season. The bi-district round of the Class 6A Division II Region 4 of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. They're on the road against the 17th ranked team in the state out of District 25 6A, the Vandegrift Vipers. This game is powered by Robinson Creek Healthcare and Hospice right here along the Vype Live Network. My name is Dee Hanson, and I'm joined by my broadcast partner and Steve Foster. The Bowie Bulldogs couldn't have ended their 2022 regular season schedule in more unorthodox fashion last week with their scheduled game against the Lake Travis Cavaliers. After a medical emergency kept both teams and all patrons from entering the stadium in the early part of the afternoon, the weather rolled in and eventually pushed both teams to agree to cancel the game outright. So, it's the 7-2 Bulldogs entering their 25th trip to the playoffs, their second consecutive trip to bi-district, with their last game being played against Westlake in late October. The resemblance of this team compared to last year's team that reached regionals is uncanny. The defense has forced 18 turnovers this year. Last year, 2 more playoffs games played, the defense forced 19 turnovers. This D is giving up 18 points per game last year, 19.6. Offensively, the Dogs are scoring 31 points per game last year, 33. With all that said, Bowie will have one of their biggest challenges on the season, facing their first playoff game as they go toe-to-toe against the Vandegrift Vipers. The 9-1 Vandegrift Vipers are making their 10th straight playoff appearance, coming off of earning also their 5th consecutive district title in 25 6A. Coach Drew Sanders' squad has never lost in the bi-district round of the postseason, and they will look to their star QB and senior Brayton Buchanan to keep that streak going. Buchanan was last year's district MVP. He has similar numbers to retain that individual honor, orchestrating an offense and scoring 40 points per game. As well as the offenses play, the defense might be that much better, relinquishing a paltry 8 points per game on the year and sacking the opposing quarterback an astounding 35 times. It's made this Vipers team as well-rounded as any team in the Central Texas area. Can Bowie move on to area in back-to-back seasons, something they haven't done since 2012, or will Vandy keep their unbeaten bi-district streak alive? We're about to find out. Coming up, we'll run through the starting lineups and get to the kickoff of tonight's contest here in the bi-district round of Class 6A Division II Region 4 of the Texas High School Football Playoffs between the Bowie Bulldogs and the Vandegrift Vipers under the Friday night lights of Monroe Memorial Stadium. You are listening to Bowie Bulldog Football, presented to you by Robinson Creek Healthcare and Hospice along the Vype Live Network.
Do you have an aging parent or grandparent who needs health care at home? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. Our skilled, compassionate healthcare staff treats patients right where they want to be, in the comfort of their home. Robinson Creek offers personalized programs, including cardiac care, wound care, diabetes and medication management, orthopedic care and therapy, as well as hospice care. We're a local, female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
At Defender Police Supply, we specialize in public safety. Our automatic license plate recognition cameras and software help solve as well as prevent crimes. We also offer a variety of security cameras, tactical equipment like body armor and ballistic shields, as well as infrared and thermal scopes. Defender Police Supply serves law enforcement, neighborhood associations, businesses, residential properties, and schools. Call me, Jason Bram, at 512-887-2577 or visit us online at defenderpolicesupply.com.
At Brave Care, we provide primary and urgent care tailored for kids ages 0 to 21. We do everything from regular checkups, sports physicals, and 24/7 support from our nurses by chat or over the phone. We even offer x-rays so you don't have to wait hours at the ER. Our Brave Care Clinic is located conveniently in Circle C between the two child development centers. We offer same-day appointments 365 days a year so we can always fit into your schedule. Find us at bravecare.com and through our Brave Care app.
At Circle C Orthodontics, Dr. Fidel Del Toro and Dr. Jonathan Kimes love making beautiful, healthy smiles. Utilizing the latest advances in technology and techniques, the team at Circle C Ortho can help you look better and feel better too. Their practice philosophy focuses on patient-centered, personalized care. They take the time to get to know you as a person, not just a set of teeth or braces. Circle C Orthodontics, no referral needed. All insurance plans welcome and affordable payment options available. More information at austin-braces.com, 512-394-0930.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Here at Monroe Memorial Stadium, Dee Hanson joined by Steve Foster, where the bi-district round of the Texas High School football playoffs are getting underway here between the Bowie Bulldogs and the Vandegrift Vipers, or about to get underway at least. And if anything's going to affect this game, aside from the way these two teams play the game, and both of them playing at a very high level, obviously, and you can maybe hear on our crowd mic, it's going to be the weather. It is nasty out there. At least the rain, which originally swept through the central Texas area, is gone. But the wind is definitely going to be a factor, coming from our left to our right, the north to the south, at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. And what had been throughout the course of the week leading up to this contest in the 80s and muggy, it is the exact opposite of that. Here tonight, as the wind chill will get into the 35-degree range. So both teams accounting for that coming in. Not sure how much that's going to play into how they're going to change the way they're going to orchestrate their offenses, Steve. But I talked to both coaches, Drew Sanders for the Vandegrift Vipers and Coach Jeff Abels for Bowie. And both of them acted as if, as long as we're not going into the wind, which will be half the time, we'll probably continue to do the things that we are accustomed to doing going into this game.
Well, you're absolutely right. You want to make sure that you stay consistent. And I think the whole idea for both of these teams is consistency. So when you do that, you recognize one thing. We're on point, we're on task, we're on time, we're moving through a game in a winning fashion. Both of these teams, only have 3 losses combined between them and have played solid football. So I think you're absolutely right, Dee. If you can do what you normally do on a Friday night, both of these teams are going to make it very interesting through 4 quarters.
So let's go into now a little bit of what these two teams have done to the course of this season. And the first things first here for the Vandegrift Vipers. They're the home team. They won the district in 25 6A outright, their 5th consecutive district title. And now entering the playoffs once again for the 11th time overall in their 10th straight visit. Drew Sanders is the head coach. He has been the head coach the entire time that Vandegrift has been a school. He had the JV squad the first year and then went into varsity that next season. He has 116 wins and 43 losses. An outstanding coach and has had great success here with the Vipers. This is a team that did reach the semis. That is their benchmark, not necessarily, but certainly something that they hang their hat on, losing to Temple in 2014. That was when they were in Class 5A. And obviously, Vandegrift expects to win this football game. They never lost in bi-district when they've made the playoffs, at least. So going into this matchup, Vandegrift will have an offense that is multiple spread, not anything that Bowie hasn't seen most of the season. And their quarterback is a district MVP from a year ago, Braden Buchanan. He is definitely the straw that stirs the drink. He's wearing number 5, a senior, 6'1", 210. He has passed for over 2,000 yards, has 19 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He likes to throw mainly to Miles Coleman, wearing number 1. The junior, he leads the team in every receiving category, has over 1,100 yards receiving, 66 catches, 9 touchdowns, averages 116 yards per contest. Beck Ormond, another wideout, wears number 17, a senior. Charlie Oliver's at tight end. He wears number 18, a senior. And Rayjon Middleton wears number 3, a senior. From left to right in the offensive line, it is a good one, especially when you start at left tackle. Offensive lineman of the year last year in 25 6A, Ian Reed wears number 72. He is an all-state player, and he is commit to Clemson. He is a senior, 6'6", 305. Sam Perry is your left guard, wears number 78, a junior. Gage Garrison in the middle, wears number 54, a junior. Right guard is Ryan Jeffries, wears number 75, a senior. And right tackle is Blake Frazier, wears number 77, a junior. The running back is Alex Witt, who wears number 0, a senior, 5'9", 190. Both teams now at midfield, and we're about to have the coin toss. Chad McKenzie is the white cap of this crew. And he will work with Bernard Teal, Brad Morrow, Brian Burkhart, and Travis Lanford. And it looks as though the Vandegrift Vipers have won the coin toss and elected to defer. And Bowie will be receiving in the south end zone to our right. And that is how things are going to play out early stages of this contest. Talking with Coach Abels, he wanted to win the coin toss and defer to try to get field position started in this football game early, get his defense out there as well. Vandegrift in their home blacks, tops and bottoms, in silver everywhere. Black helmets and the silver, sparkling silver V on each side of the helmet. Bowie in their away, white tops and gray bottoms. Most players have white socks up to the knees, black letters, numbers, and red trim, and of course the black helmets. And now we have our national anthem. I think. Okay, our national anthem, and now we are set and ready to go here from Monroe Memorial Stadium. Right off of around 6:20 and 22:22 up on the hill. You can hear that wind, again, will be a huge factor. It is cold here for this bi-district round playoff matchup between the Bowie Bulldogs and the Vandegrift Vipers. We also know who they'll be playing next. Whoever comes out of this game to move on to area will take on Judson. The Rockets were able to win last night 42-5 over San Antonio Churchill at Rutledge. And other games going on also, Westlaco, we also know they beat Edinburgh 16-13 in the same level of the bracket in Region 4. So things are already taking shape across the state in both divisions of Class 6A. We'll obviously look at that as the game goes on as well. The defense for Jeff Abels in his 21st year as the head coach for the Bowie Bulldogs, 147-85. We'll get to them later, actually, because the offense will come out onto the field first, and we'll go through that lineup here very shortly. Deep to receive, and we really haven't seen anybody kick to any of the deep options for Bowie, is Max Barnes and Carmine Eli. Jacob Castle, usually, who's situated at the 25-yard line, near side sideline, is the one that usually gets these kicks. With the wind behind them, though, they're going to punt this out the back end of the end zone and kick off back in the end zone, and that will be a touchback. That by Hayden Arnold, the senior place kicker. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. The Bowie Bulldogs will come out onto the field for the first time. Connor Kenyon, wearing number 10, starting at quarterback, senior, 6'4", 200 pounds. Max Barnes, the main tailback, wears number 25, a senior. Leads the team with over 1,000 yards rushing, 119 yards per contest. The wideouts include Carmine Eli, wears number 14, a junior. Nehemiah Smith-Livingston wears number 8, a senior. And Jacob Castle, senior, wears number 9. We'll get to the offensive line here in a second. Empty backfield to start out. One back, and a handoff goes right-hand side. Here's Jacob Castle. He is upended, but finds some space and gains 8 yards right out of the gate following the offensive front on the right-hand side. Justin Trumpler from left to right is your left tackle, wears number 72, a junior. Diego Perez wears number 63, a senior. He is a left guard. In the center, it's Tony Bahina, wears number 52, a senior. Ethan McMahon's a right guard, wears number 77, a senior. And Pete Karanikas wears number 54, a senior. Aaron Gall starts at tight end, wears number 18, a senior. Here's another handoff right-hand side. Barnes splits through the defense, gets past the 40, up to the 42-yard line for a first down. And this is a highly good-looking start for the Bowie Bulldogs. I'll get out here in a second. This is exactly what they wanted to do to start this football game against this very unorthodox, but still very similar to the 3-3 stack that Bowie runs. It's a 3-5-3, the ISU broken stack. Here for Coach Drew Sanders. Another handoff, and the teeth of that Viper defense goes past the 45 to the 46-yard line. And it has been Max Barnes on 3 runs so far, and he gets almost 5 yards on the carry. 3 down linemen for this defense that has given up 8.1 yards per contest and loves to rush the quarterback. 35 sacks, 67 tackles for a loss for the Viper defense. In the middle, it's nose tackle Ian Witt. He's a sophomore, wears number 61. Man in motion now going to the left-hand side, and a handoff, though, going right-hand side is going to be Braylon Thomas. And Thomas gains maybe a yard. The misdirection doesn't throw the Vipers off at all. And that will bring up a 3rd and 5. The ends include Oliver, he wears number 42, a senior, and Damian Wimberly, watch out for him, 6'4", 245 senior, leads the team in sacks and tackles for a loss. And now a timeout taken on the field. We will keep it here. Wimberly wears number 99. Your linebackers, there are 5 of them. Blaine Becker wears number 43, a junior. Andrew Scott wears number 6, he is a senior. Cruz Orta wears number 22, a senior. Ben Boer wears number 55, a junior. And Alex Foster wears number 8, a junior. He was the co-defensive newcomer of the year last year. Your free safety is Isaiah Thompson. He wears number 15, a senior. And your corners are Davis Scott wears number 13, a senior. And Connor Freeman wears number 9, a senior. This is a team that has forced 17 turnovers on the year as well, Steve. So they don't just rush the quarterback, but they love to do that. And in fact, I was talking to Drew Sanders before the game, and he said, D, we love to blitz. I've always loved to blitz, and we're going to blitz as often as we possibly can.
Yeah, that's true. Let me just say this for the listeners. I've looked at the schedule of Vandegrift. They have not played the quality of schedule as Bowie. They're non-district besides playing Dripping Springs.
Here's a huge 3rd and 5 now. Out of the timeout, it's going to be a play action throw in the middle of the field. Caught by Jacob Castle at the 34-yard line. He'll go down to the 31-yard line for a big-time first down and a well-delivered ball by Connor Kenyon.
Yeah, it's about a 26-yard gain. It's a nice skinny post in the middle. And, Jacob Castle had to come out of the lineup for a few games. He was banged up, but he's back now, and he's another weapon that Connor Kenyon can focus on. I'll get back to the schedule later, D.
Trips left-hand side, and it's a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line of the Vipers. And it's a wild dog. A missed tackle by the Vipers has Max Barnes running and gaining about 3 yards when it looked like he was going to lose yards on the right-hand side. Cut it back, and it's going to be about a 2nd and 7 here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a good leg drive by Max Barnes. He was stopped and redirected in the backfield, but then also got about 3 yards out of nothing.
2nd and 7. Clock rolls at 9:10. 4 wideouts, 2 split to each side, and stacked in an I. Handoff goes to Barnes. He has a hole, breaks it back into the 25-yard line. Gains 3, and about 4 yards needed for first at the 21-yard line. Talked to Coach Abels before the game, Steve, and he goes, if we can get a similar out last year in the first round of the playoffs, winning 13-3, that would be ideal.
Well, that's, again, a good start by the offense. Would have loved to have the defense out, but a great start by the team in white.
Jumping up and down on the sideline, handoff goes to Carmine Eli from Max Barnes, and that one's snuffed out for a loss on the play of nearly 5. Back to almost the original line of scrimmage, and it's 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you, that wrinkle lost about 4 or 5 yards, but they're in no man's land, so this is going to be 4th down and about 11, and coming back out is Connor Kenyon. I think the advantage that the Bowie Bulldogs have are their wide receiving core. Yep. They have a bunch of guys that can catch this ball. If Connor Kenyon gets a little time, he can do something.
2 right, 2 left, and the ball on the far side hash going right to left. Going into the wind, Kenyon throws it off left-hand side, and it's incomplete. I believe he was trying to hit Castle again on the slant around the 15. And it'll be a turnover on downs by the defense for the Vipers after a nice couple of first downs gained by this Bowie offense seemed to get things rolling, and now the defense for the Bulldogs will come out onto the field. It's a 3-3 stack. Darren Pittman, the defensive coordinator in his 6th season, while Garrett Gibson in the middle, Frankie Jankowski, and Aaron Gall on the outside. Brady Bram, Tress Danaher, Jake Cole, and Braylon Thomas are your linebackers. Darryl Powell and Joshua Murillo are your corners. In the back, it's Alex Luck and Wes York, who leads the team in interceptions with 4. Here's the run right-hand side, spinning around, then out of bounds for about a 2-yard gain. On the near side sideline is Miles Coleman, and he'll bring up a 2nd down, and they're going to mark him all the way up to the 35. So again, be a 2nd down and 6. Receivers left-hand side, Coleman in the slot. Watch out for him. It's 5'7", Steve. He's one of the more diminutive wideouts, but boy, can he put on the afterburners. And here, back to pass, and in and out of the hands and incomplete in the middle of the field. Buchanan unable to connect.
Brady Bram with that.
Bram with the shakeup in the middle.
Nice left hand. Listen, if you can't get to the quarterback, you can certainly get your hands, whether you're a defensive line or a linebacker, in those passing lanes, D. And right there you see 12 in white do that.
And Alex Witt has yet to hold on to this football. Jay Skoglin in motion from right to left, back to pass, and plenty of time. Buchanan winds up, goes deep down the left side of the field, wide open, and then falling down. And incomplete at the 32. I'm not sure how that ended up happening, but you talk about you're so wide open. That's Grant Lindley, who would have gone for the touchdown. There wasn't anybody around 15 yards of him.
Well, you've seen it on all levels. And the thing is, the idea is, sometimes you're so wide open that it doesn't work out for you.
Here's the punt now, and it's away from the 25-yard line with the wind at the Vipers back on the kick, and it goes out of bounds on the far side sideline at around the 17-yard line. And Hudson Lilly, the senior, averaging over 40 yards per punt is definitely a good one. And that time, just kicking it away from Carmine Eli got the job done, but the defense for the Bulldogs got a bit of a break on that last incomplete pass.
Huge break. As you mentioned, the scheme, it was a wheel route. Everybody came inside, and the receiver went outside, and he was wide open. There wasn't anybody within 20 yards of him, and sometimes, like you said, you can be too wide open. You lose concentration.
Two receivers near side, and Nehemiah Smith-Livingston, Carmine Eli, but the handoff's go right, and Barnes able to follow blockers. He'll go past the 20 up to the 22-yard line for about a 4-yard gain. And they'll bring up a second down. And 6 to go here for the Bulldogs with about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
I think the traditional offensive moves for Bowie can help. And I think it goes back to the district and the opponents that Vandegrift played, not nearly of the caliber of Bowie's.
Pistol formation and a handoff straight right-hand side, and it will be Thomas. He finds the edge, and he'll get the first down. Past the 28, up to the 30-yard line he goes.
Great blocking on the far side of the field, on the right side of the offensive line. And again, you can't let records dictate completely when you get to the playoffs. The reason why I say that is because the caliber of pushing against a Westlake and a Dripping Springs and some other
Your
teams
point is
make
noted
a huge,
and very well taken.
Huge difference.
Got it. I agree. Handoff goes right-hand side again, and this is Barnes this time. He'll get to the 40-yard line for a 9-yard gain. Ball was originally placed at the 31, not the 30. And it's now 2nd and 1, and the Bulldogs' offensive line, especially the right side of that line, is going up against one of the better defenses in the Centex area. I know that they've played other good defenses, but it's still on their face, also a good defense. It's a team that held Dripping Springs to 23 points this year. Handoff goes right-hand side again, and Barnes gets past the 45 near the 47-yard line. And he'll get the first down easily. Under 6 to go. And this is ideal. If you want to make more correlations between this team and last year's squad, and in the opening round, by the way, against 25-6A and against Round Rock, a team that was favored against Bowie in most people's minds last year, Bowie had several drives that were in the 6 to 7 minute range. In fact, they had an 8-minute drive to start out the second half. Here's another handoff, sweeping, keeper by Connor Kenyon, and he will be hit and dropped, and then a very late hit and flag will come in on the far side sideline. That's more than likely go against the Bulldogs for, I think, unnecessary roughness. It's a 2-yard gain by Kenyon, and I think there was a little bit of blocking that went beyond the out-of-bounds marker. Interesting keeper by Kenyon after everything's been working so well and handing the ball off. It will be a 15-yard penalty against the Bulldogs.
Well, they've had this on their offensive line before. You can't. This is a cardinal sin for an offensive lineman. You talk about holding. Well, you can call holding on any play, every play actually. But when you hit somebody late like that and you have some momentum, now it's 2nd and 20 plus for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they have to get to the 43-yard line of the Vipers, and the ball is all the way back to their own 34-yard line. Empty backfield for Kenyon as trips left, one right-hand side. Flare out left-hand side, caught by Barnes. He gets up to the 38-yard line when it's all said and done. Pretty good blocking upfield. But the tackling continues now to get even better here for the Vipers as the game goes on. Connor Freeman with the stop.
You're going to need to look for somebody like Nehemiah Smith-Livingston downfield. Take on those defensive backs. Test them. Let Connor Kenyon air this ball out. Listen, he's going to play on the next level. Drop back and find somebody and let it go.
Trips right-hand side again. Bowie going into the teeth of this win so far. Ball on the near side hash. Carmine Eli, the lone receiver there. Now Connor Kenyon will come up and alter the play to a certain degree. Off to his right-hand side. Out of the shotgun is Barnes. It'll be a keeper by Kenyon, although I think he probably should have pitched that. And instead he's brought down for about a 1-yard gain on a 3rd down and 18 call. Kenyon is brought down and, again, only gets the yard. So punting situation here for the Bulldogs, their first of the game. As their first offensive series, they turned it over on downs in Viper territory. Well, it will be Noah Gill, excuse me, that's Alex Luck to kick it away.
And this was all because of the unfortunate
Here's
dead ball
call.
penalty.
Here's the punt now, and it's high and not deep, because when you get high in that wind, it's going to knock it down, and it did it at midfield, and it only gets to the 45, and it takes a Viper bounce to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 here for the Vipers, and the defense for Bowie will go back out onto the field. And you have the win at your back, which the Vipers do in this first, and they will in the 3rd quarter as well. They're going to try to throw the football as much as they can. And that's why Bowie has only had about 2 or 3 passes, although a couple have been caught. Here's Buchanan now, out of the shotgun, and in motion out right-hand side is Witt, empty backfield. Back to passes, Buchanan looks right-hand side, flings it out right, and in one hops Witt at midfield, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up, and the ball again placed on the far side hash, going left to right here for the Vipers at their own 46.
It's a long throw coming near side, and if we see Braden Buchanan, a baseball commit, that was about the only way that looked good.
One receiver left-hand side, low snap is handed off to Witt, and he gets smacked down and driven back by Aaron Gall at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
You get the push from, I think, the defensive leader, or at least one of them, D. And again, a great honor as the Greater Austin Sports Foundation honored Aaron Gall, number 18, with one of their Student Athletes Awards. He's smart and he's awesome as a football player.
Clock at 3:09 and counting down. Empty backfield once again. Low snap is collected by Buchanan. Edge rush comes up. He's going to have to run with it. He does. He catches the left-hand side. He's going to bowl his way and knock over a defender to try to get to the 1st down marker, and they're marking him a yard shy at the 45 of the Bulldogs. And with the winner at their back, the Vipers, I have imagined they're going to go for it on a 4th and 1 in Bowie territory.
Or at least try to attempt to draw off that defensive line, see if they'll jump. 3 guys that are down for Bowie don't usually make that mistake.
No. You're talking about Gibson, Jankowski, and Gall across that line. And the clock will run to 3, 2, and now the Vipers will take a timeout. Both teams have taken one. 2 remaining on both sides. No score. 2:20 left here in the 1st quarter play at Gupton. No score between Vandegrift and Bowie. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
Are you looking for high-quality, compassionate health care for your aging parent or grandparent? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. We offer a variety of home health and hospice care services, all administered in the comfort of home. Our skilled, knowledgeable nurses and therapists help your loved ones recover and manage their conditions. And in most cases, our services are 100% covered by Medicare. We're a local, female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
.220 left in the 1st quarter of play here in the bi-district round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs in Region 4, Class 6A, Division 1, between the Bowie Bulldogs and the Vandegrift Vipers. D. Hanson joined by Steve Foster here on the Vype Live Network. And it's a 4th and 1 coming up here for Vandy. They have not been able to move the football all that effectively, aside from one play. They had a wide open receiver that nobody was around for about 20 yards who just flat out dropped it. Would have been enough for a touchdown. Here are the Vipers now quickly to the line, and under center is Buchanan. Now he'll range over left-hand side, and Witt will be your lone back, and then he'll come right back over, and he'll try to see, I think, to draw Bowie offside, just like you said, Steve. And now he'll go for it. And it's snapped, and he's going to lunge forward, and he's still on his feet, and he'll easily get the first down to the 42-yard line to gain a 2.
Yeah, good push up front, but here's what I liked. At least the defense didn't jump offside and give them a cheap 5. They had to earn that D, and even though there's first down reset on Bowie's side of the 50-yard line, I like how the defense is playing.
Rolling up to 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Back to pass again, Buchanan. Looking left, looking right, has time, then smacks just as he got rid of that football, and it'll be incomplete. And that was Tress Danaher who nailed him. And he came out of nowhere. It looked like he had plenty of time, and then he got crushed.
Well, that looked like a delayed blitz by the linebacker. Once Tress Danaher realized he didn't have to cover anybody in the middle of the field, he just took it upon himself to shoot the A-gap on the right side of the offensive line, came in untouched, and as you said, as soon as the pass was being thrown, Tress was there.
Trips to the right-hand side in a triangle formation, one left-hand side, throw out right-hand side. Coleman makes the catch, and watch out for him. He gets to the 40 inside there to the 39-yard line before he is brought down by Joshua Murillo. And that will be a gain of around 3-4 yards on the play. It's still now 3rd and around 7 to go here for the Vipers in Bowie territory. The ball on the near side hash going left to right.
Good open field tackle, as you mentioned. The cornerback near side, Josh Murillo, number 5, got help, inside-out help from his teammates. Nowhere to go was Miles Coleman.
Witt to the left-hand side out of the shotgun of Buchanan will now go back to pass, looking deep down the right sideline. He will launch it, and it will be caught at the 1-yard line, and I believe they're going to say he's out of bounds there. Yep. Vipers get their first big play of the game, a beautifully thrown ball, and almost a better catch there by Beck Ormond, and it's now first down and goal to go from the 1-yard line for the Vandegrift Vipers.
That was a great catch, but I think that outside leg came down out of bounds first. But again, you don't have replay in high school. It was caught, but it looked like that right leg came down first on the white.
Markham at the 2-yard line, ball on the near side hash, trips right-hand side, Witt to the right-hand side of Buchanan out of the shotgun. Low snap again, handoff goes to Witt, and it was kind of thrown off. Aaron Gall in there, Bram with the first initial hit, and then Gall finished off Witt before he could really get into the end zone, although he's still got about 1.5 yards, so the ball is that much closer to the goal line, 2nd down.
Good defensive front and push. You mentioned about 3 feet gathered. Probably the same play for 4th down right here.
Coleman, your lone right-hand side. Now Buchanan will range out left-hand side. The Wild Viper here. Witt is your deep man. He gets the ball, and he'll try to angle himself into the end zone, and he churns his way, leans forward, and will not get in. Dub York, along with also Alex Luck, makes the stop on the right-hand side of the field. It's 3rd down and goal to go from the 1-yard line for Vandegrift.
Make Vandegrift earn these yards here. It gives you confidence, even if they can get the pay dirt, that you can play with them.
Now under center is Buchanan. He's going to try to bowl his way through, and he will, into the end zone. Touchdown, Vandegrift Vipers. They strike first on a 1-yard keeper by their all-star quarterback in Braden Buchanan.
And a good series. As you mentioned, a great catch earlier by Beck Ormond. And right there, a 1-yard touchdown plunge by the quarterback, Braden Buchanan.
That is Buchanan's 7th rushing score of the year. And that makes it a 7-0 lead here for Vandegrift after Hayden Arnold punches it through with 14 seconds to go in the first quarter of play up against Bowie. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
At Defender Police Supply, we specialize in public safety. Our automatic license plate recognition cameras and software help solve as well as prevent crimes. We also offer a variety of security cameras, tactical equipment like body armor and ballistic shields, as well as infrared and thermal scopes. Defender Police Supply serves law enforcement, neighborhood associations, businesses, residential properties, and schools. Call me, Jason Bram, at 512-887-2577 or visit us online at defenderpolicesupply.com.
Okay, 14 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play at Monroe Memorial Stadium. And the Vandegrift Vipers put together a nice little drive to get The first score on the board, a quarterback keeper by Braden Buchanan for his 7th rushing score of the year and the first score of the game, making it 7-0. Vandegrift up on the Bowie Bulldogs. And this is going to be a game where the Bulldog offense has got to try to get some things going. They were blanked last time out against Westlake. Obviously scored 70 on Aikens, but that's talk about opposition, maybe lack thereof. So this is an offense that hasn't gotten in the end zone of late, and that would probably spark a few things. It's kind of like getting that first hit if you've been not been able to do so for a little bit of time as a baseball team. Kickoff is out the back end of the end zone from left to right past the I and the LISD block letters in both ends of the end zone. And that's how it's going to be. The majority of the game is that wind again continues to be a huge factor from coming straight out of the north, left to right. Vipers had it at their back right now. Took advantage of it with the deep bomb right-hand side that set up the 1-yard score. Here is Kenyon now. He'll flare it out left. It's caught by Nehemiah Smith Livingston at the 25 up the field. He goes near side sideline past the 30 to the 34-yard line. And big-time playmaker getting his hands on the ball, nearly gets a first down. And that will also conclude the first quarter of play. After one is in the books here at Monroe Memorial, the Bowie Bulldogs will have the wind at their back to start out the second quarter play, down 7-0 to Vandegrift. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
So, how are the kids?
Well, Emily made the honor roll.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, we're really proud of her. Tyler, on the other hand, though.
What's going on?
He's been moody lately, just feeling down and not like himself.
Oh, we've been there. Nick was struggling last spring. He was so anxious and stressed.
Really? What helped?
Well, he joined the soccer team. And ever since, he's been a lot happier. He has more energy, he's less stressed, and he's definitely in a better mood at home. It's made a huge difference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad he's getting out of the house, he's getting some exercise, and he's off his phone for once. It's been good for his mental health.
Sounds like it's been good for your mental health, too.
Participating in Texas high school sports improves students' physical and mental health. Encourage your son or daughter to get involved. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
The second quarter is afoot here at Monroe Memorial Stadium. Dee Hanson joined by Steve Foster. Thanks for joining us here this evening along the Vype Live Network. The Bowie Bulldogs taking on the Vandegrift Vipers here in the bi-district round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs in Region 4, Class 6A, Division 2. And the Bowie Bulldogs have it on a 2nd and 1. Now hand it off left-hand side from their own 34-yard line, going left to right this time with the wind at their back. And that will be just enough for a first down on the run by Max Barnes away from us. And this could change a little bit about how Ty Brain is going to orchestrate the offense and maybe throw it a few more times.
Absolutely, and went to the left side of the line for that first down. So now trying to balance out that rushing attack, side choice.
4 wide outs, 2 split to each side. Barnes on the play action, good protection throw down the middle field. Caught by Jacob Castle, his second of the game. He pops up and motions for a first down at around the 40 to the 39-yard line. We're going to mark it deep into Viper territory.
If you can get Jacob Castle going number 9, then you can get Smith Livingston going, you can get Carmine, Eli going. This will put a different spin on how this defense has to look at the playmakers for Bowie.
Since 2004, this is the first meeting between these two schools, and Barnes now will bowl his way and continue to churn his legs inside the 35, nearest the 32-yard line for about a 7-yard gain. But most of them, these two teams also really mirror each other in the way they want to attack their team, their opposition. Defense and running the football, although Buchanan is a very good passer as well. And not that Connor Kenyon isn't. Two receivers left, one right-hand side. Connor Kenyon, an offset I, right-hand side. Hands it off. Nice stiff arm, but then still tripped up is Braylon Thomas, and he is not able to gain any yards on the play on the near side sideline, and they'll bring up a 3rd down and around 3 to go.
And now I think you got to go bread and butter here, and that means that you're going to have to look to your playmakers, your consistent playmakers throughout the year, and get the ball to them. They're comfortable in those positions, D, and they look to make plays.
Hirschauer will come in along with Gall. Carmine Eli will be situated right-hand side, and Nehemiah Smith-Livingston out to the left-hand side, the long side of the field. This is a run formation, if anything else. Shotgun for Connor Kenyon with Barnes to his left. A 3rd and 3. And it will be a keeper by Connor Kenyon, and he will blitz his way past the 30 out to the 25 to the 24-yard line for a 1st down.
Connor Kenyon came near side to us, and there was great blocking with Max Barnes leading. And you know, it's funny because you would think that a guy with a rushing mentality wouldn't be able to block. Sometimes guys like us really enjoy hitting the opposition because they're tackling us all the time.
1st and 10 now with 15 on the play clock. Plenty of time. Two receivers left, and Nehemiah Smith-Livingston in the slot to the left. Barnes in motion now in the backfield. Makes it empty here for Connor Kenyon. Trips left-hand side to right-hand side. Kenyon looking left and then throws right, and it will be caught at the 25. And that by Carmine Eli for no real gain on the play. They'll bring up a 2nd down, and they might give him a yard. I don't know. But anyway, it's 2nd and 10.
I like the action of that play, but I would love to see Carmine Eli just take off because no one's going to catch him, especially in a 24 to 25-yard zone. The action was great. Just throw it downfield.
2 left, 1 right, and Nehemiah Smith-Livingston. Here comes the edge pressure, and the handoff goes up the middle, and Barnes is met and dropped, not until he gets around 3 yards on the play. And making the stop there for the Vipers is Blaine Becker. The Bulldogs seem to be intentionally rushing away from the edge blitzing of the Vipers, which is kind of nullifying that.
Well, Damian Wimberly, number 99, who's lines up on the right side as defensive end, is quality. So you are running away from him. Again, you got to block someone, and on that last play, didn't seem like
big time play coming up, 3rd and 8, and it will be pump action. Kenyon goes left-hand side, wide open, caught at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Nehemiah Smith-Livingston from 22 yards out, and the Bulldogs are a point away from knotting this one up.
And again, the scheme, the routes got Nehemiah Smith-Livingston wide open, and number 8, who's 6'2" at least, he's probably feeling like 6'5" after that, just let the defense go with Jacob Castle because Jacob Castle's made an impact. Cover 9, 8 wide open, far left side of the field.
Here's Diego Nunez with the extra point. Low high snap, he will punch this up, and it will go in through. 7-7 our score. Midway through the 2nd quarter, 7:50 to go. Vipers and Bulldogs knotted up here at Monroe. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
Do you have an aging parent or grandparent who needs health care at home? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. Our skilled, compassionate healthcare staff treats patients right where they want to be, in the comfort of their home. Robinson Creek offers personalized programs including cardiac care, wound care, diabetes and medication management, orthopedic care and therapy, as well as hospice care. We're a local, female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
Okay, back in business here, the Bowie Bulldogs are at least, and that crowd across from us, along with also the Bowie sideline, jumping up and down very much into this game. Now, Monroe Stadium only holds around 5,000 plus, Steve, and I only say only because when we're obviously over at Berger, we're talking about a 15,000 seat stadium. It feels like there's a lot of people here, and there are, but the weather driving a few out. And I would tell you, there's a fair contingent of visitors compared to home there are more people here than I expected due to the weather.
Well, again, it just depends on what you want to do with your Friday night. If I had somebody that's part of the band or the football team, why not come on out?
Well,
I mean, you got to bundle up a little bit.
They're being treated to a good one. And when I talked to Drew Sanders earlier on, he goes, I don't know what other people think about Bowie, but we're coming in here thinking this would be a 4-quarter game, and you better bring your lunch pail. And he, you know what? He has utmost respect for Jeff Abels. They both come from the same circle of mentors, Tommy Cox being one of them. And he is now getting a bit of a game so far, and now knotted at 7 after the last 22-yard pass completion from Connor Kenyon to Nehemiah Smith-Livingston. Miles Coleman is able to get his mitts on this one. This kickoff did not go out the back end of the end zone with the wind at the back, and Coleman, you can see why he is a dangerous receiver and now returner. He gets the ball all the way back to the 28-yard line, the far side sideline, 1st and 10 for the Vipers in their own territory with 7:42 left in the first half, knotted at 7. Buchanan has had a couple of balls, one that was complete, but a couple deep ones that have really hit the money, and we'll see how he does against the wind now. 2 receivers left, and they'll hand it off right-hand side. Finding the edge is Witt, and he will get near a first down if he didn't get one already. There's a late flag that comes in at the end of the run, and Witt is about a half-yard shy of the first down marker across from us. We'll see what the flag does as far as this run is concerned, and there's a bit of a conference around the 32-yard line, which is where the yellow flag is. This is more than likely going to be, they're going to throw it all the way back to the line of scrimmage now, and it's going to be holding against the Vipers, and they'll nullify the run.
There's holding against Aaron Gall. Aaron Gall is going to be tough to stop on the high school level. He's going to play somewhere in college. Aaron Gall, number 18, the left end for Bowie, is just a man with a motor, but that doesn't mean that Garrett Gibson and Frankie Jankowski don't have one either. It's just that they ran towards Aaron Gall's side, and they had to hold him, or he was going to make a tackle in the backfield.
Yep. And they'll get a full breadth of how good they are against Ian Reed, who's going on to Clemson at over 300 pounds and 6'6". Back to pass Buchanan. He'll flare out right-hand side. It is caught. Spin move by Witt. Goes nowhere. The far side sideline, maybe a yard on the play. And coming in is Luck along with also Thomas on making the stop. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Great assignment
football.
2nd
down.
Did not chase the play, D, but stayed home, let the pressure get to the quarterback. He releases the ball on the far side, and the corner, and as you mentioned, other secondary folks there to make the stop.
Now it's Ellis Hall, excuse me, I misspoke. Shotgun for Buchanan on a 2nd and long. He will hit his tight end in the middle of the field for a short game. That's Skokland with his 20th reception of the year. He gets past the original line of scrimmage and all the way up to the 30-yard line, making it about 3rd and 8 to go.
Good quick pass there. They looked for the tight end over the middle. Brady Bram right there to make the stop. Now all you need is an incompletion. You don't need the sack. What you need to do is get off the field on 3rd down.
Beck Ormond out to the right-hand side. He's a lone receiver there. He's made the big play already in this game. 2 receivers left-hand side, and Coleman in the slot to the left. Back to pass to Buchanan. He gets pressure as he throws. It's incomplete right-hand side to Ormond. And Steve, you got the incompletion you wanted, and a lot of that has to do with the pressure up the middle. I saw at least 2 or 3 white jerseys come through on Buchanan as he got rid of that ball maybe a little earlier than he wanted to.
Absolutely, and you had mentioned prior, Trace Danaher, number 30, he is a master at timing these delayed blitzes, and he is quicker and faster than most people think, and he gets right in the face of the quarterback.
Here's Lilly, who's one of the better punters in the Centex area, with the wind in his face. He just gets it away as Dub York almost got a hand on that. Carmine Eli says, everybody get out of the way. It hits at the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs, and it will take a Viper bounce, but not much of one. It will be touched up at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They get the stop right after the score. Let's see what the offense can do at their own 40.
Good, well-played defense. And again, as you saw for Bowie, a holding call or a penalty of 15 yards. It was unnecessary roughness. Those are drive stallers, stoppers, and now Vandegrift had to punt, and a very reasonable field for Bowie.
Yep, near side sideline, 1st and 10 going left to right with the wind at the back. Nehemiah Smith-Livingston along with Castle out right-hand side, one left-hand side, Carmine Eli. Handoff goes to Barnes, and he is blown up in the backfield for a yard loss on the play. And that was a run blitz all the way by the Vipers. And a bit of a shoestring tackle, but still got the job done, was Cruz Orta with the stop, the senior joker.
Well, that's what tells you. That's going to tell you something. If they're willing to bring guys up on the line of scrimmage to attack Max Barnes, then throw the ball downfield.
4 wideouts, 2 split to each side, and Kenyon now the shotgun with Barnes to his right. Will be able to throw out right-hand side, caught by Barnes at 35-40. Lowers his shoulder near side sideline and gets hit again at the 41-yard line. And a handshake at the end of that one after the big hit by Davis Scott, the senior DB. That'll bring up a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs.
We've already seen in the first quarter Jacob Castle get down the middle. We've seen Nehemiah Smith. You don't necessarily want to make it 7-on-7, but right now you have an advantage with your receivers. Go attack that secondary.
Well, there's 3 of them out left-hand side. This is the long side of the field. One right and Carmine Eli. Shotgun for Kenyon and Barnes to his right. Here comes the pressure up the middle, play action. Stepping up is Kenyon, and he'll be sacked all the way back at the 36-yard line. And that is, talk about bread and butter, that is the bread and butter of the Vipers now, collecting their 36th sack of the season. And coming up with the stop is Ben Boer, a strong side linebacker, and that is his 6th sack of the year. And that'll bring up a 4th and 13 and force the Bowie Bulldogs to punt.
Yeah, and again, on an obvious passing down, Vandegrift's going to come after you and drop back in coverage, and that's exactly what they did.
And here's Luck. Here's pressure up the middle. He gets it away, and with the wind at his back, a high and over-end kick will carry at the 26-yard line. Good bound out of bounds on the far side sideline at around the 24-yard line. Beautiful punt. And 1st and 10 coming up for the Vipers, and we're at 7s between Vandegrift and Bowie, with 4:06 left in the first half of play. And it has been a couple of instances here and there where these two teams have had a chance to break things open. Vipers had a wide open deep bomb that was essentially dropped, but aside from that, this has been played pretty close to the vest. Both these teams feeling each other out. Drew Sanders said he was going to do that going into this game. Here's Buchanan with an empty backfield, and he will keep it up the middle and then finally get hit pretty hard there. Dub York hits him along with Luck. That's an 8-yard gain for Buchanan. And Buchanan's a pretty good-sized quarterback at 6'1", 210. There's a player down for Bowie, which will have both teams retreat to their sideline. And I am trying to see who this is. Tress Danaher, who's holding his right arm and shoulder, and Jeff Abels is out there as well, along with the trainers. And then Darren Pittman, the defensive coordinator, also out there as well. It's 2nd and 2 at their own 24-yard line for the Vipers. Just a little bit of time to tell you, let you know, attention volleyball fans, the UIL State Volleyball Tournament is set for Wednesday, November 16th through Saturday, November 19th at the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, Texas. Ticket and spectator information is available at uiltexas.com. Come on out and watch the best in Texas go for the gold. Also for football fans, you don't want to miss the UIL State football experience at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas this December. Come out for an action-packed 4 days, Wednesday, December 14th through Saturday, December 17th, and witness the best teams in each division battle it out in the final games of the season. Tickets and all tournament passes information can be found at uiltexas.org. 3:52 left in the half. The Vipers now back out on the field after Tress Danaher comes off the field. It's 2nd and 2 at their own 32-yard line for Vandegrift. Man in motion left-hand side, and then a handoff goes up the middle to Witt, and he will get the first down on a 5-6 yard carry up to the 37-yard line. And the clock will run after they move the chains. It will stop right now at 3:38. What's supposed to. They're going to run the clock. The chains are moving still. Here's a handoff left-hand side, and Witt will gain a few more yards past the 40 to the 41-yard line for a 4-yard gain. If the Vipers can establish their run, that's going to throw a wrinkle here against the Bowie defense, which has been pretty stout against the rushing attack of almost anybody they face.
Well, I think what you're seeing is Drew Sanders trying to get a 2-for-1 here at the half, at the end of the half.
And he's going up against the wind. Play action, Buchanan now winding up, goes down the left-hand side of the field, and it will be caught at the 35 and down to the 33-yard line for a big-time play down the field to Rajon Middleton, the senior wideout, 1st and 10.
Well, I think Dower Powell had really good coverage. The issue was he had to find the ball, and that's one thing he didn't.
That wind knocked it down a bit, and now Witt gets the handoff, and he goes sprinting up the middle, past the 20, to the 15-yard line, to the 14-yard line. Dub York finally in on the stalk, along with Josh Murillo. The Vipers, though, have a bit of momentum on their side now, looking to try to get into the end zone. And they will start the second half as well. Play action out left-hand side, caught by Coleman. He goes down to the 10, and then he is brought down at the 8-yard line by Dub York. And there is a flag on the field. And if Brady Bram is correct, it's against the Vipers.
Yes. This looks like a hold.
It's a holding call, and they'll wipe out that nice play on the near side sideline.
You're not gonna contain Aaron Gall tonight. Frankie Kowski hasn't gotten into it yet, but the 3 defensive linemen for Bowie are very active. And as well, you had mentioned Vandegrift and their defensive line. Right now, Bowie needs to stop.
Yeah. Skoglin out right-hand side in the slot, and far out right is Ormond. 2 receivers left, and Coleman in the slot. Out right of Witt is Buchanan. Now Coleman in motion from left to right. Handoff goes up the middle to Witt on a misdirection. Gets past the 20 to 18-yard line before Brady Bram is able to make the stop. Leading tackler on the team. Now we'll bring up a second down. And around 15 to go. Buchanan now winding up. He'll go down the middle of the field and incomplete, and a flag comes in. And this will be more than likely a pass interference call against the defense. Coleman, the intended receiver.
That was good, actually, great coverage by Alex Luck, but I think the left arm kind of redirected Miles Coleman, but he was right in his hip pocket, and they just fell. I mean, I don't know if the ball was catchable.
Coleman fell. It might not have been, but any instance of that is going to cause that flag to come out, and it is against the defense, which will wipe out a 2nd and long situation for the Vipers, and it's now an automatic first down. And now it'll be goal to go at around the 6 for the Vipers. 7-7 your score, 1:58 left in the first half. Vipers knocking on the door.
Well, I'm not going to tell Alex Luck not to play coverage like that. That was really good coverage.
Well, let's put it a different way. If Coleman catches that, he's in the end zone. A double shift from left to right now. Now the shotgun is Buchanan, and he will keep it out left-hand side. He has some space, and he'll go in untouched from 6 yards out. 2 rushing scores for Buchanan has the Vipers back on top.
Great fake. Everybody goes with Miles Coleman. You have to play assignment football. You cannot chase a football. That's what offenses want you to do. We want you to chase. Everything we do is to get you off your assignment. And right there, a great job by Vandegrift. And we just, if you look at Bowie, they give up that side, and break contain did Vandy for the touchdown.
Blake Mauser in his 9th year as the OC has drawn up some unorthodox plays for the Vipers on the season. Only 6 rushing scores on the year. Extra point is up and good for Buchanan. He has 2 in this game. 14-7. And Vandy now retaking the lead here against the Bowie Bulldogs in the Biden round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. 1:53 left in the first half of play. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
At Circle C Orthodontics, Dr. Fidel Del Toro and Dr. Jonathan Kimes love making beautiful, healthy smiles. Utilizing the latest advances in technology and techniques, the team at Circle C Ortho can help you look better and feel better too. Their practice philosophy focuses on patient-centered, personalized care. They take the time to get to know you as a person, not just a set of teeth or braces. Circle C Orthodontics, no referral needed. All insurance plans welcome and affordable payment options available. More information at austin-braces.com, 512-394-0930.
1:53 left in the first half of play, and the Bowie Bulldogs now down again by a touchdown, 14-7 on the road here against Vandegrift in the bi-district round of the Texas High School football playoffs. The winner of this game will move on to area, obviously, and take on the Judson Rockets that next week, as Judson was able to get a victory 42-5 over Churchill. Other games of note, you did have South Lake Carroll on the exact opposite side of the bracket in Class 6A Division II. They got a victory over Crowley last night, 52-13. DeSoto with a victory against Pflugerville. Weiss, 37-20. And plenty of games going on tonight, including Dripping Springs taking on Manor. That started at 7:30 at Tiger Stadium. Kickoff is about to get it away, but the ball comes off the tee at the 40. The Vipers kicking it from right to left. Into the wind. We'll see how they do here. This is Hayden Arnold to kick it away. Deep to receive is Barnes and Eli, and again the ball comes off. I don't think I've ever seen it come off twice. I know it's happened, but usually when they get it on that first time, it stays. I don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason to that. And again, the wind has been a huge part, and now we've got a hold on the ball. Kick is out of bounds, angled far side sideline, and that will bring a flag. First and 10 for the Bulldogs, going left to right, 1:53. Steve, and I know that the Bulldogs have done more than hold their own. They're more than in this game and so on and so forth. You're taking on a very good team in Vandegrift. How good would a score, though, of any kind, especially a touchdown going into half be, especially since Vandegrift is going to get that ball to start out the second half?
I'm glad you asked me, because this should set up how the Bowie Bulldogs should play offense for the rest of the game. 1:53, attack the secondary. The secondary is the weakest part of Vandegrift's defense. They need to make it more of a 7-on-7, use Max Barnes as a receiver, use Aaron Gall with that tight end screen, and go get the second and third level of this defense. Leave the first level alone and go.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line here for the Bowie Bulldogs. Handoff right-hand side to Barnes, and he is upended. He'll get a 4-yard gain up to the 34-yard line. He'll bring up a second down and 6 for Bowie. And Jacob Castle has been an integral part of this offense with a couple of big-time catches. We'll see if he gets more involved here on this drive. And now he'll be in motion from right to left. Two receivers left now to right-hand side. Here's Kenyon now. Back to pass. Here comes a screen pass and incomplete. And it was well designed, and Barnes, had he been able to turn around on that ball and catch it, would have been maybe in for 6. The pressure was so quick that Kenyon got rid of it earlier than he wanted to.
Well, but he's got to back up and lob the ball. There's ways that you get away from that pressure.
Yep, absolutely.
The far side was all, oh my goodness, to have Max Barnes have that.
Okay, here we go. Third and 6 coming up. Barnes now in motion and out of the backfield. Will go out right-hand side. There's quads to the right. Empty backfield. Kenyon throws out right-hand side. Caught by Barnes at the 40. He's up to the 45 and out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. And that is enough for a first down. And that'll move the chains with 1:18 left in the first half.
Make Max Barnes a receiver today. He's got great hands. If you don't want him to get the ball and get muddled up in the backfield, make a lesser athlete cover him in space and make him a receiver tonight.
Barnes leads the team in receptions with 35, now 36 on the season. Empty backfield. Now Barnes will join Kenyon in motion in the backfield. And a play action Kenyon now with pressure, running and throwing, and throws out right-hand side, caught by Carmine Eli at the 35-yard line. He'll get out of bounds as well, the 34-yard line. And that'll stop the clock with 1:11, and Bulldogs with 2 timeouts, down 14-7, looking for a quick strike here and maybe get some points on the board before half.
This is the way you should attack this defense the whole second half. Up tempo and put pressure on their secondary.
I thought you were bringing back the Mandalorian. This is the way.
This is the way.
Trips left-hand side to right-hand side. Empty backfield for Kenny. Now he'll delay and draw it and then run and then lean forward to around the 32-yard line. Interesting play call there. That was designed all the way.
I think he hurt his knee and went down.
He did.
I think they call a timeout
He is limping right now, and Kenyon says he can't go. In fact, he's coming over to the sideline, and he falls down at the 40, and that will cause a timeout on the field by Bowie. They have 1 remaining with 51 seconds to go. We're going to keep it here. So, design delay draw by Connor Kenyon yields a yard, and on the run he hurts his knee and is unable to make it over to the sideline, and he's on the ground right now.
Cause for concern.
Oh yeah,
cause for concern if you're a Bowie fan here. Again, Connor Kenyon, a great arm. You understand that on occasion his running ability has allowed Bowie to pick up some yards, but he, in this, as I believe, was getting, and hopefully can walk this off. Sometimes you just buckle. You're growing still.
Well, yeah, or he's Chad Pennington, and we're just going to cart him out there, and every time he gets a first down, his offensive linemen are going to
right. Hey, there's
carry him to the next yard mark.
As they said in the Rocky movies, for everybody, there is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
This is no
tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. He did get up, by the way, and he's flexing his knee now, and he did walk over to the huddle.
Right.
So,
but I think the best asset for Connor Kenyon tonight is going to be his arm.
Well, even more now, right, Steve?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice deduction there. Trips left-hand side to right-hand side. Carmine Eli and Jacob Castle right-hand side. The ball in the middle of the field. Trips left again. 2nd and 9 from the 33-yard line, and now Kenyon flashes left, throws right, middle of the field. It is caught, and then the ball pops loose, and the Vipers get it. Are they going to say it's a football move and an incomplete pass, or nope, they're going to say it's a turnover and the Vipers get it on the fumble recovery. It's hard to tell whether the reception was made. There's a bit of a conference here from the officials at around the 21.
It's over.
But they're not even really going to contemplate this one, as that's going to be the first turnover of the game. The Vipers collecting their 9th fumble recovery of the year at their own 21-yard line with 47 seconds to go in the first half, up 14-7.
Well, defense should be able to deal with this last 47 seconds, but you just saw the blueprint of how to win this game. Plain and simple.
Middle of the field. Yeah, 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Buchanan and company back out there, and he'll range right-hand side, throw on the move, and complete to Ormond on the far side sideline at around the 35 up to the 36. Then mark him at the 37, and that will be a first down. That from their own 21, so a 16-yard gain.
Secondary's got to wake up for Bowie.
3 down coming now, 4 now coming through, and the pressure comes in, and the sack happens at the 31-yard line. It was very much needed. Tyson Chips without a sack and a half on the year. The Vipers take their 2nd time out of the game with 27 seconds to go, and now a 2nd and around 16 for a first down by the Vipers at 14-7 on Bowie. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
Do you have an aging parent or grandparent who needs health care at home? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. Our skilled, compassionate healthcare staff treats patients right where they want to be, in the comfort of their home. Robinson Creek offers personalized programs including cardiac care, wound care, diabetes and medication management, orthopedic care and therapy, as well as hospice care. We're a local, female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
Back out of the timeout by the Vipers. They have 1 remaining. And with 27 seconds to go, Vandegrift getting the ill-timed turnover, at least by Bowie standards. At the very end of that, what looked like could have possibly been an incomplete pass. Makes it 2nd and 15, though, after the Tyson Chips sack on Buchanan at their own 31-yard line for the Vipers, going right to left. 27 seconds to go. And now we'll see with 2 backs, and now they both flush out, empty backfield. And it'll be a pitch out to Coleman. Jankowski sniffs it out, and he'll drop him all the way back to the 21-yard line. A loss of 10 on the play.
Just a matter of time. Frankie Jankowski, the length of this defensive end is unbelievable.
Horrible spot on this.
It's all right.
Last play of the first half, but that just shows you, my vision's going a little bit. That is really bad. That will conclude the first half, but talk about the defense coming up big. Last 2 plays extinguished any hope for the Vipers to get a score on the board. Still, they lead. Vipers lead 14-7, and will get the ball to start out the second half.
They will, but if Tyson Chips is going to play this way for Trent Danaher, and Tyson Chips has played excellent all season when he's been out on the field, and you can get that rush, and now Frankie Jankowski's getting into the mix. Listen, attack that secondary of Vandegrift and go fast all second half. And Bowie can put up 3-4 touchdowns, and the defense can take care of business.
Nice to see Connor Kenyon seems to be in working order after that brief scare with his knee. And now we'll go into halftime with a relatively healthy quarterback for Bowie. And Buchanan, though, he's shown you why he is dangerous. So remember, Drew Sanders, 3 years at Travis. He was under the tutelage of Tommy Cox. Jeff Abel's obviously Tommy Cox directly linked. They know
Jeff
each
Abel's
other.
went to
They
Travis.
they both exactly. So they both really not only know each other, respect each other, but they also said we haven't played each other in quite a bit of time.
Right.
This first half is going to be a motion of us being able to fill each other out. What have you seen them being able to figure out so far, and a trend that has been maybe working later in the first half for either side?
Throw the ball downfield if you're Bowie. Their back half of their defense is no match for Max Barnes and the receivers, period. It gives Connor Kenyon the opportunity to now find 4 receivers that all can catch the ball.
Okay. Where's the hole then for Vandy that they can exploit? See, you have to.
No, and you have to look. Listen, I think it goes through their quarterback, Braden Buchanan. Him making good decisions with the football will aid Vandegrift.
Yep. That offensive line, much ballyhooed for Vandy, has been back and forth. They've had their moments where they've been able to block for Buchanan so he can throw the ball down the field deep.
Sure.
But there have been moments also where he's not been able to, especially actually later in the first half.
I'm going to say this. I think 26 6A not as good as 25 6A. I think Bowie has
Other way around. You think 26 6A is better than 25 6A?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, much better. And I think
I just want to prove your theory.
Well, yes. And I looked at the schedule, and the non-district schedule for Bowie playing Cedar Ridge, which is
and Vista,
and Vista, which were playoff opportunities, they beat. Vandegrift lost to Dripping Springs. It was a great close game. Dripping Springs is now hitting on all cylinders. Westlake is going to go 4 deep at a minimum. You never know what Lake Travis, because of the quarterback situation. Really, Bowie does what Bowie did last year or better. They're going to go 3 rounds as well. I don't see that. Besides Round Rock, that's it for this other district. I just, and no disrespect, but some years you have and some years you don't. But the district that Bowie is now in, especially with Dripping Springs, is monumental.
You're not echoing some sentiments, not completely, from Drew Sanders. Of course, he's not going to say that his district is no good and that he didn't play anybody in non-district, but he also did say that he did feel
the schedule doesn't lie.
Huh?
The schedule doesn't lie.
Right. I'm proving your point. If you just let me, I'm going to get through it if you let me. He did say, though, that if it wasn't for Westlake, although he did completely omitted Lake Travis, which I'm not shocked by that because they're a stone throw away down 620. He felt like there are many instances would be a multiple district title winner. That's how much respect he has for Bowie.
Okay.
Now, that's before Dripping Springs came in. But I'm just telling you that whatever you're saying about Vandegrift, to a small degree, maybe even a medium level degree, it was echoed by Drew Sanders.
Well, and again,
he's not unaware. He's not unaware.
Sometimes you can't help that. You know, it is what it is.
Right.
But again.
But whatever this district has thrown at him in by district, he's never lost.
Fair.
So he has track record to throw back at anybody. This season, obviously, is siloed compared to any other season, and I totally get that. And I also agree with you.
I'm a fan of Vandegrift.
I don't think he thinks that 25 6A is better than 26 6A. He would never go on record saying that, but off record, he might say that.
He could. I think football people in Texas would tell you that.
But when you have a culture of winning, that gives you an extra edge going in any game.
Vipers are legit.
But he also said, I know, we talked about Westlake a little bit, and he made mention that he said, Westlake probably, because they have a great track record against Bowie, can go in and not have their best half of play and feel fine. He goes, I don't think that way about Bowie, and we are coming here thinking it's going to be a 4-quarter game.
Right.
So he's on the same wavelength as you. I'm just telling you.
Fair enough. Again, I want to reiterate.
Much respect on his side.
But I want to reiterate.
If we're going to throw some stuff at Vandy.
But I want to reiterate. I'm a Vandegrift fan. I think they play extremely good football. I think they've been highly consistent regardless of what district they've been in and who they've played. Absolutely. I'm just saying, if you're talking to me about 2022 and what they've done, I think they've taken the lesser of the two roads to get to.
Sure. And then the argument on that, I'm sure you've said this many times with your ESPN brethren in El Paso, you can't do much about the schedule that's in front of you.
Correct.
You can only do what you can. And what is he supposed to do? He did it. He did a pretty good job of drawing in Dripping Springs for that one district game or non-district game.
So let me say this, since you did bring up El Paso. Pebble Hills, which is down the street from my
Pebble Hills?
Pebble Hills.
Is that a high school?
Yes.
Okay.
In El Paso, beating Odessa Permian 45-28. My guy Mark Torres, the head coach.
Very nice.
They jumped on Permian 14-0 early, and they have not looked back. So I appreciate the El Paso reference.
I brought it up on purpose.
I don't know how my high school. I don't know how my high school's doing, but hats off to my neighbors to the east, and they took care of Odessa Permian this
Not completely shocked by the score, a defensive back-and-forth affair between Vandegrift and Bowie. Both of them might even tell you that's exactly how they want it. 14-7 lead, though, for Vandegrift here at home in the bi-district round of the Texas High School football playoffs against Bowie. We're about 20 minutes away before the second half will start. And it will be the Vipers to get the ball to start off the second half as they won the coin toss and elected to defer. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
Are you looking for high-quality, compassionate health care for your aging parent or grandparent? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. We offer a variety of home health and hospice care services, all administered in the comfort of home. Our skilled, knowledgeable nurses and therapists help your loved ones recover and manage their conditions. And in most cases, our services are 100% covered by Medicare. We're a local female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
At Circle C Orthodontics, Dr. Fidel Del Toro and Dr. Jonathan Kimes love making beautiful, healthy smiles. Utilizing the latest advances in technology and techniques, the team at Circle C Ortho can help you look better and feel better too. Their practice philosophy focuses on patient-centered, personalized care. They take the time to get to know you as a person, not just a set of teeth or braces. Circle C Orthodontics, no referral needed. All insurance plans welcome and affordable payment options available. More information at austin-braces.com, 512-394-0930.
At Defender Police Supply, we specialize in public safety. Our automatic license plate recognition cameras and software help solve as well as prevent crimes. We also offer a variety of security cameras, tactical equipment like body armor and ballistic shields, as well as infrared and thermal scopes. Defender Police Supply serves law enforcement, neighborhood associations, businesses, residential properties, and schools. Call me, Jason Bram, at 512-887-2577 or visit us online at defenderpolicesupply.com.
At Brave Care, we provide primary and urgent care tailored for kids ages 0 to 21. We do everything from regular checkups, sports physicals, and 24/7 support from our nurses by chat or over the phone. We even offer x-rays so you don't have to wait hours at the ER. Our Brave Care Clinic is located conveniently in Circle C between the two child development centers. We offer same-day appointments 365 days a year so we can always fit into your schedule. Find us at bravecare.com and through our Brave Care app.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
What does the 50th anniversary of Title IX mean? It means I'm valued, I'm empowered, I can do anything. It means I'll pave the way for every girl who plays high school sports in the future, just like every female student, coach, official, and administrator blazed the trail for me, because every student deserves the opportunity to play. Encourage girls you know to participate in Texas high school sports.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Texas for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
mean, they can't even. Okay, we're back here at Monroe Memorial Stadium. D. Hansen joined by Steve Foster. I was going to say, if you overheard us, yeah, the inflatable has to get out of the end zone before we could start. And to our left-hand side. Audio only. Both teams are bouncing up and down on each sideline. We're obviously on the home side here at Monroe Stadium, where the Vipers of Vandegrift have a 14-7 lead. Going on to the third quarter. The band's out on the track right behind the Vipers sideline. The Bowie Bulldogs across from us now will kick it away from left to right from their own 40-yard line. And that is Alex Luck to do the honors, and out the back into the end zone it goes. And you've not heard the first half of play. The Vandegrift Vipers, they struck first on their 1-yard touchdown run by Buchanan. He goes in for a 7-0 lead with 14 seconds to go in the first quarter. And then the Bowie Bulldogs fight back. They get a 22-yard touchdown pass from Kenyon to Smith Livingston to knot it up at 7. And then a 6-yard touchdown run by Buchanan makes it 14-7 with 1:53 left in the first half. Vandegrift won the coin toss, elected to defer. That's why they have the football. But they're going into the wind, which is around 15, 20 miles per hour out of the north-northwest. Play action rollout. Buchanan has time and space and is able to complete it at the 40-yard line. That for about a 5-yard gain. Across from us, Dub York blowing that one up. And very involved in the offense is Rajon Middleton. He makes his third catch of the evening, and that will be a 1st and 10. Tempo up, and now a handoff goes up the middle. Witt is able to keep his legs churning past the 45 to the 46-yard line, and a 6-yard gain, maybe even a little bit more, makes it 2nd down and a short 4 to go here for the Vipers, who are again quick to the line. Braden Buchanan is your starting quarterback. Flea flicker back to Buchanan. Does not have the time. Throws it as he is brought down at around the 35-yard line by Jankowski. Nobody's in the vicinity of the ball. And the coaching staff for the Bowie Bulldogs are pining for a grounding call. And I don't see any flags on the field.
The quarterback was not out of the tackle zone. And the ball didn't get past the line of scrimmage. So that's an intentional grounding. That's just
line of scrimmage is at the 47. The ball did not get there. And he was inside the hashes. And officials miss it. 3rd and 3 from their own 47-yard line, and Coleman in motion from right to left. And a timeout taken by Vandegrift, as they have been a little bit thrown off by these proceedings. To start out, we have 2 remaining here, just starting out the second half of play here in the third quarter. 11-12 left, and the Vipers decision mode up 14-7 at their own 47. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
At Circle C Orthodontics, Dr. Fidel Del Toro and Dr. Jonathan Kimes love making beautiful, healthy smiles. Utilizing the latest advances in technology and techniques, the team at Circle C Ortho can help you look better and feel better too. Their practice philosophy focuses on patient-centered, personalized care. They take the time to get to know you as a person, not just a set of teeth or braces. Circle C Orthodontics, no referral needed, all insurance plans welcome, and affordable payment options available. More information at austin-braces.com, 512-394-0930.
Out of the timeout, the Vipers now back out onto the field at their own 47-yard line. 3rd and 3 coming up, leading 14-7 going right to left. Into the wind again. It's about 20 miles per hour. The Vipers in their blacks, tops, and bottoms, white letters, numbers, and black helmets. Bowie in their away white tops and gray bottoms with black letters, numbers, and red trim black helmets. 2 receivers right, 1 left-hand side in Coleman. Ormond. Coleman in motion from right to left. Buchanan empty backfield. Back to pass, and the whistles come out. Sound, there's a flag on the far side of the field at the 45. And we might get out of the timeout. A penalty here. And it'll be against Bowie and offsides. 1st down.
Here's the thing. interesting thing, the man that jumped is Garrett Gibson. He sets up right in front of the center. You can't listen to the quarterback's voice. Again, as an offensive player, we try to trick the defense all the time.
That was a 3rd and 3, so the 5 yards gets the Vipers a first down and also into Bowie territory. Throw out left-hand side. Coleman has it. He's slung down instantaneously on the near side sideline. Able to make the play is Braylon Thomas. And no gain on the play. But a flag on the field all the way back at the 42-yard line of the Vipers.
And they're going to call a personal foul against the quarterback.
Is roughing the passer
but you don't
against Bowie, and that'll be a first down.
But you don't call on 3rd down an intentional grounding.
Correct. That's what happened.
I'm sorry, Whitecap McKenzie, I respectfully disagree with.
Unfortunately,
what you've done so far.
That does not impact the game.
It does impact the
at
game.
all. No, your opinion doesn't.
Well, the opinion doesn't, but this
Ball
is the
34-yard line.
And these kids are working hard.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Be reasonable.
2 receivers right-hand side, and now it'll be a handoff out to Witt. Stumbles a bit on his own accord, then drives forward. And we'll get to the 31-yard line for about a 3-yard gain. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 to go here for the Vipers now, and they drive even closer into the red zone at the 31 of Bowie. Braden Buchanan against Westwood last week. 16 of 19, 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's been doing it with his legs more in this game than his arm. Hand it off to Witt again, and he will get past the 30 to the 28-yard line before he is wrapped up by Brady Bram. And that will be short of the first down by about 4 yards at the 28, 3rd down. Third and 4, 9:39 left in the 3rd quarter. Here comes pressure on the outside. Deep ball down the left-hand side, and flags fly. And that will be pass interference on Bowie. Coleman, the intended receiver, at the 1-yard line, the near side sideline. Alex Luck on the coverage.
That's a tough call, but Alex Luck didn't necessarily look back for the ball. And both the receiver and the defender go to the ground. It's no call, but this is another 3rd down call that this officiating crew has bailed out Vandegrift on this opening drive and crucial plays.
3rd and 4 now turns to 1st and 10 on the defensive pass interference. Ball placed on the 13-yard line near side hash. And shifting over out of the pistol out left-hand side is Witt of Buchanan. Low snap, and Buchanan hands it off to Witt. He is hit and dropped at around the 11 for a 2-yard gain. And getting in there, Gibson now, trying to make his presence known once again at that nose tackle slot along with Chips.
Good defense stop. Only 2 yards there. And that's what Bowie's going to have to do on defense. As 2 3rd down calls have aided the Vipers on this drive.
2nd and 8 now. 2 receivers right, 1 left-hand side, and Witt out the right-hand side. Here's Buchanan back to pass. He's looking middle of the field, goes right-hand side to the end zone. The receiver just falls down. No real contact there. Dub York on the coverage. Intended wideout was Jace Scuglin, the tight end. And that will be an incomplete pass out the back end of the end zone, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 8.
The good thing about that play was that ball was uncatchable by anyone. That one was a pass. I like it. It's a tough pass to complete because you're running away from Buchanan, the quarterback, and he had to airmail that one.
I'll tell you about the wind. It's also shaking the uprights here at Monroe Stadium. Coleman in motion right to left. Play action rollout right hand side. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown from 11 yards out on the quick slant. Rajon Middleton with the reception, his 6th reception for a touchdown on the year, and Vandy now increasing their lead up 20-7 pending the extra point with 8:41 left in the third quarter.
Well, 2 third-down penalties, pass interference and roughing the passer. That's 30 yards worth of free real estate. Makes a difference.
Here is the extra point coming up by Hayden Arnold, who's been perfect on the evening. Snap is back, the kick is up, and it is good. Vandy up now by 2 scores, 21-7. 8:41 again left here in the third quarter against Bowie. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
There are things in life you can't control, like those surprise Texas thunderstorms. Really? But something you can control? Your future. Now's the time to look ahead. Get on the road to UT, Texas State, A&M, or your dream university, or learn hands-on and use your skills in the real world. Take control of your future at Austin Community College. Anybody got an umbrella? Registration is going on now at austincc.edu. That's austincc.edu. Austin Community College. Start here, get there.
Okay, we're back here at Monroe Stadium, and by virtue of the officials, we have Vandy up 21-7.
Well, there was 30 yards of penalties. And again, you asked my analysis, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, that's what I see right now, and I'm going to let the listeners know. I think I've done this long enough that I qualify whether it's agreed with or not. It is an opinion, and it's what's been seen.
Middleton able to make the reception from Buchanan from 11 yards out to make it 21-7 on the touchdown. And now it will be a kickoff coming up here for Vandegrift, right to left into the wind.
Plenty of time though, D. Hansen.
And it is now in the air, angled right-hand side, knocked down by the wind around the 16-yard line, fair caught by Eli Elizares. 1st and 10 coming up here for Bowie, and their first offensive series in the third quarter.
We want to see how Connor Kenyon responds. He's gone in, probably had a look, some treatment, check out the leg. He finished strong, finished out the series after a timeout, and so he trots back on the field and looks ready to go.
Ball on the near side hash. 2 receivers left-hand side, and Nehemiah Smith-Livingston far out left. And in the slot to the left-hand side is Rio Pittman. And off goes right-hand side with the carry is Max Barnes to try to set the table. He'll get all the way up to the 29-yard line for a 4-yard gain, make it 2nd down and 6.
And again, Max Barnes, #1 rusher on this team, but he's highly effective. As you said, he's the leading receiver on this team too. I think he presents a bad matchup for a defense if he goes out in the slot.
Max Barnes coming in, 160 carries, over 1,000 yards, 7 yards a carry, 14 touchdowns. Trying to get in the mix again. He'll get the carry once again. Breaking back in at the 33 up to the 34-yard line. As Barnes is shy of the first down by about 1.5 yards.
Looks like they're going to wild dog, and this will help. So Connor Kenyon, if he was going to decide to run, he doesn't have to worry about that. Max Barnes is going to get this snap directly and see what he can do here on 3rd and short, D.
7:35 and counting down here in the third quarter. Carmine Eli out left-hand side, and Nehemiah Smith-Livingston out right. Up man is A.J. Hirschauer. Out of the shotgun is Barnes again, and he'll plow his way near the 35-yard line. He'll get there. Even though the Vipers think with the fists up in the air it's 4th down, they would be incorrect as the chains move, and it's maybe the Bowie offense will have their quarterback out on the field, Connor Kenyon. 1st and 10.
Well, that one brings up the old nursery rhyme, hair of the chinny chin chin. That was close, D, but I think they got to the white stripe, and that's all you needed.
On receiver right-hand side is Carmine Eli. Out left is Jacob Castle. And now out left the slot is Max Barnes. And Braylon Thomas out of the shotgun to the right-hand side of Connor Kenyon. And it will be back for Kenyon. He'll be flushed out, and they'll be brought down from behind for the sack. A loss of about 2 on the play at the 33-yard line. And yet another sack in this game for this very aggressive defense for the Vandegrift Vipers. Coming in and making the play is Luke Miller.
You get him, Cruz Orta. When you get the matchups you want on the edge, got to take advantage of it.
To left, to right once again. Jack Castle, who'd gotten really involved in the offense, has not seen the ball in this third quarter, and now Barnes will make the reception to the 37-yard line. He's hit pretty hard there on the far side of the field, which news and ahs you might have heard. About a 5-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 for Bowie, and they do have the wind at their back here. They try to make a play downfield.
Well, now this is an obvious passing down. This is where Vandy has been good against that offensive line of Bowie. So the Bowie line has got to block to give Connor Kenyon some time.
Ball on the far side of the field, trips right inside, 1 left. Back to pass is Kenyon now. And he is being protected well. Now will be flushed out of the pocket, right-hand side. Pump fakes once those, and incomplete. And just short hops Nehemiah Smith-Livingston at midfield on the pass. He was open and just not able to connect. And now will bring up a 4th down, and Bowie will be forced to punt.
Connor Kenyon did a really good job in extending that play, coming near side to us. He probably would like to have that play back because he didn't really have to throw a dart to Nehemiah Smith-Livingston. He was open.
Miles Coleman deep to receive. High snap back is collected by Luck, and he will angle it left-hand side, and it won't even get close to Miles Coleman. In fact, it's going to be marked, and we're still waiting for the official to stop on the far side sideline before he stops at the 47 of Vandegrift, 1st and 10. And Vandegrift going right to left, up by 2 scores, 21-7. Their own 47.
You need to have a stop now. You don't want Vandegrift to get more than 2 scores ahead here.
Vandegrift 10-0 in by-district round. They did not make the playoffs in 2010 or 2012. But other than that, they have made the playoffs and gone on to area. And they're trying to vie for that right now, but lots of game to go. Handoff goes to Witt for a 4-yard gain. Near midfield, they're going to mark it right at the 50-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and around 7 to go.
Going to have to find a takeaway if you're the defensive Bowie to kind of grab not only the ball but momentum.
One turnover in this game resulted in nothing for Vandegrift. They were able to force a fumble, and then that was extinguished at the very end of the first half by the defense for Bowie. Play action, throw out quick right-hand side on the far side of the field. That is a connection to Ormond by Buchanan, but really negligible on the gain, maybe 1.5 yards at the most. And into Bowie territory, nose of the football at the 48, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6.
Well, the good thing was he also pushed the receiver out of bounds and stops the clock.
There's Buchanan, empty backfield, 1 receiver out left-hand side and 2 right. Left is Middleton. He has been a playmaker, and here's Coleman now ranging right to left, and he will get the ball thrown to him. He catches it, and he is a shoestring tackle at the 45, which is about 1.5 yards shy of the 1st down. That'll bring up a 4th down. We'll see what the Vipers do. Up 2 scores. Why not go for it?
Absolutely, and they've already drawn off the defense one time. That's the thing that really looms large. Are these front 3 to 4 or 5 guys going to respect the snap count?
Huge play coming up here for this game, as Vandegrift with a 4th and 1 at the 44 of Bowie, quickly to the line. Shotgun for Buchanan. Coleman in motion. Buchanan will keep it, and he'll drive forward, and I don't think he got it. Got driven back, and he will not get it. It's a big, huge stand here, the defensive front for the Bulldogs, and will force a turnover on downs And Bowie will have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
Here's the difference between the quarterback running, between the tackles, and the running back. You saw Buchanan kind of squat down when he saw the oncoming pursuit. Running backs are taught to get your shoulder square and attack with your shoulder pads so you can get a push. That's where the squats come in. Difference is short.
Trips left-hand side, and now a play, actually handoff right-hand side goes to Barnes, and he is blown up. He will lose about a yard on the play, and that is the nose tackle on Ian Witt, the sophomore, with his 8th tackle for a loss on the season.
Again, as mentioned towards the half, I think the blueprint of beating this Vipers defense is going quick and throwing the ball. You can put Max Barnes in the slot. You mentioned he's a leading receiver on this team. Get this ball going in the air. Take chunks north and south.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs down 21-7. 2nd and 11. Play action and stepping up pocket left-hand side. Flag flies. Throw out left is incomplete. Pass intended for Carmine Eli. He's hit also in the instance on the far side of the field. This flag thrown around the 39-yard line. Looks like it'll be a holding call against Bowie. And that with a 2nd and 11 on the throw, and it was a holding call against the Bulldogs, and will remain 2nd down.
Are they going to move this back, or are they going to decline it? They are going to move the ball back. Listen, I don't think this hurts Bowie. If Bowie goes to the air, again, Nehemiah Smith-Livingston and Carmine Eli need to challenge these secondary guys. And always you can throw a slip screen to Max Barnes underneath if you want to neutralize the rush.
Ball on the 33-yard line after the penalties assessed. 2nd and 19, handoff, or throw out left-hand side is Barnes, and he will gain nothing. In fact, he'll lose on the play. And also a player down on the offensive lineman here for the Bulldogs will try to get back up and does to try to stay on the field. That is Tony Bahina, which he desperately needs to, the center. And that will also bring up a 3rd and a mile, and a timeout taken on the field will stay here.
So the difference is throwing a swing pass and a screen pass is when you throw a swing pass, you expose your receiver because you're believing you're running your wideouts downfield to take the coverage. On a screen, whether they do it or not, you get a chance to slide your offensive linemen out and you hide your running back or even the tight end behind those sliding linemen, so that gives you a wall, and then Connor Kenyon gets to drop back and throw. The other thing with the screen like that, more traditional, if you want to run a backside post as your outlet, as your safety valve, it's something downfield that attacks. You're down 2 scores against, as you mentioned, a very good team. We're just commentators. Again, just reporting on what we see.
It's going to be 3rd and 27.
Well, this gives us a chance
up here
to really throw the ball downfield.
Last time Bowie had an instance here where it was about 3rd and 19. It was a quarterback keeper, and it was 1-yard gain. So the first down marker, though, for Bowie to get to is the 46. They're at their own 28-yard line. Another advantage of throwing the ball down the field, Steve, is maybe getting a defensive pass interference call against the other team, which will give you the automatic first down. You get to a stage where you don't want to rely on the officials for that to end up happening, but the old cliche is when you throw the ball, only one good thing and 2 bad things can happen, and then you start have to don't worry about cliches anymore, and you got to roll the dice a little bit like you're in Vegas.
Well, you are, and
when you're down 2 scores.
Well, and again, I think yes. I think that Slinging Sammy Ball had the opportunity to really start the passing game from TCU in the early 30s. But here's the thing. You have to somehow in a football game attack your opponent. If they're only going to give Max Barnes 4 yards on the ground, take 6, 7, 8 and have him run downfield where you have to cover a shifty guy who has great hands.
3rd and 34 is the exact measurement. I was off by a lot. Ball on the far side hash, going left to right, trips right-hand side and to left, and now Connor Kenyon in trouble, throws as he had to out of desperation. And he was hit at the very end, and that is going to be a personal foul at the end of the play by Damian Wimberly, who made an excellent play, but then taunted Connor Kenyon at the end of it, which could cost the Vipers big time.
Yes, and Damian Wimberly, all he had to do was run off the field, but he's been dancing, and this time he danced a little bit too long in front of the officials.
And when you see this at every level of football, if you're going to step over a player and look down on him at the same time,
expect a penalty.
Expect a penalty. It's so demonstrative and over the top.
You can celebrate when you get to the near side. Yeah, they even got JV.
Well,
JV could call him the hero, but you got to get off the field.
And Wimberly also on top of that, Steve, is a senior. You might expect that out of a sophomore or a junior, but not a senior. That will result in a first down for the Bulldogs. And that's the second play that the Vipers, the first one being a wide open receiver that dropped the ball, which would have been for a touchdown.
Right.
This one gives Bowie another breath of life. First attempt, their own 43-yard line after the 15 yards of penalty is assessed. Two receivers right. And now a keeper out of the wild dog by Barnes. He'll get to the 45 at the most. 2 yards. Second down and 8 coming up. 2:11 left in the third quarter. And again, the Vipers leading the Bulldogs 21-7.
You know, the route that worked, as you mentioned, with Nehemiah Smith Livingston, you may have to go to it again. You can also use it on the near side to Carmine Eli as well.
Stacked on each side, two receivers, right and left. And here's Connor Kenyon, hand off left-hand side. There's a bit of a hole, and Barnes found even more of a crease somehow. And his forward progress will get him all the way to the 49-yard line. Make it much more manageable third and around 5 to go here for Bowie. Under 1.5 to go in the third quarter. That win continues to, and this is an opportunity. Bowie again with the win at their back in the third quarter. They're against the win in the fourth quarter.
Well, and that's when Nehemiah Smith Livingston caught his pass.
Two left, two right. Out far right-hand side, long side of the field is Nehemiah Smith Livingston. In motion and losing his shoe, and then throwing it downfield and incomplete over the head of Jacob Castle, the intended receiver at the 20-yard line. And that will bring up a 4th and 4, and Bowie forced to punt. Just overthrew Castle, who was open.
Well, that's a tough pass down the middle. It's a touch pass. And I'm not saying that Connor Kenyon wouldn't tell you can make that. But I love the fact when Smith Livingston caught his pass, it was more on the scheme, not just beating your man.
Coleman deep to receive at his own 15-yard line. Luck will launch this one end over end, and Coleman will fair catch it at around the 13. 58 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Bulldog offense continues to sputter. Down 21-7. If I told you that there'll be less than a minute to go in the third quarter and the Vipers only had 21 points on the board, would you be happy with that if you were a Bulldog fan?
Absolutely. I think the defense is especially given the circumstances, doing the best that they can. The offense has to complement it in this last 58 seconds and a quarter.
7 points and over 4.5 quarters. Coleman now with a swing pass left-hand side on the first and 10 play from their own 13-yard line. Catches it around the 15 and the near side sideline. He dances his way all the way to the 22-yard line. He's a yard and a half shy of the first down. Second and short coming up here for Vandegrift. Very quickly to the line here, going right to left. Low snap, bobbled a little bit, and then handed off to Witt, and that enough to really throw off the timing, and the defense takes advantage, blowing that up and coming through and making the big hit at the very end of that play there for Bowie. It's Jay Cole on the TFL, and that all the way back to the 19-yard line. And it's now third and around 5 to go here for Vandegrift.
Jay Cole, great job reading that play, D. And just kind of like Trez Danaher and Tyson Chips, these linebackers are all over the place. with their leader, Brady Bram.
Vandegrift with Witt to his left-hand side. Back to pass now, looking left-hand side. Deep ball, left-hand side, and well underthrown. No flags on the field. And great coverage by Darryl Powell. He was all over that one, and Middleton, the intended receiver. But against the wind, that was a shot by Buchanan and was underthrown as well.
It was, but Darryl Powell is running with these receivers, and he got his head back around. Whether that ball, if the ball was thrown right, Darryl Powell may have had an interception. It was actually good that ball was underthrown.
11 seconds to go here, and the stop made by the Bowie defense. Rugby-style kick, right-hand side, and it will hit at around the 44. Take a Viper bounce and roll all the way around midfield. Let's put it in market, and it will be 1st and 10 there, starting out the 4th quarter. 4s in the air and a season on the line for the Bowie football team, down by 2 scores. What do they have left in this game against the 17th ranked team in the state? Vandegrift Vipers down 21-7. We'll see. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
Do you have an aging parent or grandparent who needs health care at home? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. Our skilled, compassionate healthcare staff treats patients right where they want to be, in the comfort of their home. Robinson Creek offers personalized programs, including cardiac care, wound care, diabetes and medication management, orthopedic care and therapy, as well as hospice care. We're a local, female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
Here we go. On to the 4th quarter we go. The Bowie Bulldogs have a mountain to climb against one of the better teams in the Central Texas area out of 25 6A. The district champs for the 5th year in a row. The Vandegrift Vipers at home with a lead, 21-7. And Bowie now at midfield, going right to left into the wind. It's still been stout all game long at around 20 miles per hour. A little offset here as Max Barnes is at quarterback. It's a 1st and 10, and he will carry it. Looked like he was trying to draw the Vipers off sides for the longest time.
No, I think he wanted the ball.
And wasn't getting it, by the way, but he still got to the 47, and now bring up a 2nd down and around 7 to go.
And I think what Max saw was that the defensive line was shifting. So if they're going to slide and be cute, he says, let me have the ball and take off. 2nd and 7. Penalty flag. Ball thrown far side to Max Barnes. Regains his balance. Gets across the 45-yard line, but this may be coming back with a little bit of a motion prior to the snap that's going to take this from 2nd and 7 probably now to 2nd and 12. We'll wait, but it's actually offside, so that's why you got to wait. This is against Vandegrift. Now it's offsetting penalties, so we'll do 2nd and 7 again.
And now with a 2-touchdown advantage here for Vandegrift. You don't necessarily bail on your, you still have a whole 4th quarter to go.
Yeah.
You don't bail on what you've done. The defense has been more than capable. Here's the handoff right-hand side. And Barnes again, the thing just is, churning out yards, makes it about 3rd and 2.5.
What you say is true, but if you always go to 3rd down as the passing down, you kind of give the defense some type of advantage to say, you know, hey, you've got to throw. Now, you don't have to throw here on 3rd down, and you can be 2-down territory.
I think for the rest of the game, we're getting close to just that being the case.
That's correct.
3rd and 2.5. Handoff, Barnes goes up the middle, gets the 1st down. He's at around the 39. I don't know. I don't know if the Vipers defense ever looks at the first down mark, but every time they make a stop, no matter how close it is, they think it's fourth down.
Right. I'd like to see this ball in the air. Yeah, you know, Nehemiah Smith-Livingston has gone. You can put Max in the slot and throw him the ball. He's going to be covered either by a strong safety or a linebacker. I have no issues with getting Max Barnes the ball at all. But put him in a position where he can break a tackle and be in space. And Connor Kenyon and Max Barnes can play pitch and catch.
One score in the third quarter. Vandegrift able to get 11-yard touchdown pass from Buchanan to Middleton. And now it's a play action. Here's Kenyon down the left-hand side. Wide open and caught and then dropped by Nehemiah Smith-Livingston at the 10-yard line.
And we saw this happen only one other time in the season against Dripping Springs, and it kind of deflates the fans, and you know, that's a perfect call. That was the call where the scheme got Nehemiah Smith-Livingston open. You don't have to run to get the touchdown. You'd have been inside the 10. If you catch the ball and fall down, you're still first and goal.
I'm going to harken on something you said repeatedly at last season. I kind of made fun of it at some point. Make the catch first.
You have to.
Catch the ball.
You have to.
3rd and 8 now for Bowie. And the Viper sideline nearest us is hopping up and down. There's a timeout taken on the field. Bowie now takes a timeout. And they have, I believe, 1 remaining now.
Yes.
Is that right? Yep. Down 21-7, 9:16 left in the fourth quarter. It's a 3rd and 8. It's the biggest down of the season so far for Bowie at the 37 of the Vipers. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
HomeHealthHospice.com today.
Third and 8 coming up here for for Bowie. And that's why they took the timeout at the 37-yard line of Vandegrift, down by 2 scores with 9:16 in the ball game and the season, for that matter. Steve, the winner of this game will take on Judson in the area round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs here in Region 4 of Class 6A Region or Division 2. And now it will be Kenyon out there at quarterback. Barnes to his right for what else? 2 split to each side, going right to left. Ball on the far side hash. Quick flare out right hand side. Here's Barnes. He makes the catch. Goes upfield. Breaks it back into 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's at the 5. It goes into the end zone. Touchdown. 37 yards out. Bowie Bulldogs back in business.
Well, if you put Max Barnes out in space, you give him just an opportunity. Not a swing pass, but some blockers in front. He can do the rest. This is not difficult.
Diego Nunez out for the extra point. And the only way those kind of plays typically do well, aside from the running by Barnes, is the blocking initially at the very beginning of the play. And that was intact. The extra point is up and good. Talk about timing. Bowie couldn't have done it better. Getting back into this game with 9:06 left. They're only down by 7, 21-14 against Vandegrift. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
At Brave Care, we provide primary and urgent care tailored for kids ages 0 to 21. We do everything from regular checkups, sports physicals, and 24/7 support from our nurses by chat or over the phone. We even offer x-rays so you don't have to wait hours at the ER. Our Brave Care Clinic is located conveniently in Circle C between the 2 child development centers. We offer same-day appointments 365 days a year so we can always fit into your schedule. Find us at bravecare.com and through our Brave Care app.
Goodness, Max Barnes with the big-time reception from Connor Kenyon. That is the second passing score of the game for Connor. That coming up first, a 22-yard touchdown pass for Smith Livingston. This from 37 yards out. That gets Bowie back within 7 with 9:06 left in this game. 21-14 lead by the Vipers, and now Bowie kicking it away into the wind here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I love the call because it gets your playmaker, the playmaker, in space. D, one time off the tee, it's already fallen. Same position as the Vipers had, and let's see if it goes 2 for 2. If not, before Alex Luck can get this kickoff.
The kickoffs for Bowie have not really been in play, no matter what. They don't want to get any of the special teams involved here, and now it'll be caught and brought up at around 28-yard line, past the 30, near side sideline to the 33-yard line for a 5-yard return here for the Vipers, and that from Rajon Middleton. And now it will be 1st and 10 for Vandegrift at their own 33-yard line. And again, the majority of this game, the Bowie defense has more than likely and certainly held their own.
Absolutely they have.
2 receivers left-hand side, ball on the near side hash going left to right. Handoff goes to Witt. And Witt will get past the 35 to the 36 for about a 2-3-yard gain. I'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Vipers.
And the Vipers aren't trying to kill the clock, but they are trying to take, a run play does take a lot more time than passing plays, and they're at home and they're up 7.
2 men in motion now as Middleton will range from left to right, along with Skoglund. Low pass snap and bobbled, and then and then losing the football. The ball is loose, and on the near side sideline, Bowie says they've recovered. We'll see what the officials say, and they say no. They said it went out of bounds before Bowie could get it on the near side sideline at the 29-yard line. Buchanan lost it after it was punched out, and that will be a loss of the play and about 4, so it's 3rd and 14 coming up here for Vandegrift at their own 29-yard line with 8:19 left, and the clock stops there as well.
I don't think Dower Powell would have had a chance to keep his body in bounds and getting that ball. It's tough to see because it's near sideline.
And there's so many players on the sideline.
Well stated. Well stated.
2 left, 2 right. Shotgun for Buchanan has Witt to his right. Ball on the near side hash. Going left to right. 3rd and 13, play action. Here's Buchanan, has some pressure now, steps up in the pocket, and he will be brought down and throws it while he's doing that. That's got to be
intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. That's intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. That is the classic intentional grounding, yo.
Brady Bram had him wrapped up, and he did not get it past the line of scrimmage. There's no receiver in the vicinity. It hit all the qualifiers.
You tell me why I say what I say, but I say it because...
I don't.
Okay.
Only on particular plays.
Okay.
It's not it's not full carte blanche. Here is the punt away, though. That's the most important thing about who is right in the booth. And it will be out of bounds on the far side sideline, and a brilliant punt. Well, at around the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bowie Bulldogs. Magnificent defense for the Bulldogs. They get the punt that they needed on consecutive downs, and just at 7:59 left, Bowie's offense back out on the field going into the teeth of this Viper defense, which has been spectacular all season long, and this wind down by 7, 21-14, 1st and 10. Their own 26 in motion now is Hirschauer, and he will be in the block. Handoff right-hand side. Here's Barnes. Following blockers is 30, past 30 up to the 34-yard line near the 35. They'll bring up a 2nd and short.
It's a good run on 1st down, 7 yards. Bowie definitely in this game now. But I think if you can flip it and get to 21-21, the defense would eat up this Vipers offense, who now feeling a little shaky. A lot of pressure coming down now on the home team.
Never lost a by-district game. The pressure's always been on this team for the Vipers. And now It will be a run right-hand side by Connor Kenyon, and he will be brought down for a loss in the play back to his own 30-yard line. A loss of around 3 or 4, like around 3rd and 6 to go here for the Bulldogs.
I don't understand that. I saw it.
Very good. 2-back set now, and Thomas out left and right. It will be Barnes in motion. Play action. Here's Kenyon. Steps up in the pocket. Wimberly pursuing. Throws the right-hand side. Dropping and trying to dive for that one is Carmine Eli, and he will not be able to catch that ball. Just out of his grasp. That brings a 4th and 6 for Bowie, and they'll be forced to punt into the winds. And that from their 30-yard line with 6:42 left in the 4th quarter.
Well, the shocking was trying to get a kid who had a glitch in the first half on his leg, who has a college quarterback arm. Let's keep his legs good and find somebody. But now we're punting.
Bowie is punting, and there's there Alex Luck, and he'll go into the wind, and it will be knocked down at around the 48-yard line of Bowie. But it will take a bit of a Bulldog bounce at the 42-yard line. It finally trickles in on the Viper side of things, and it'll be 1st and 10 going left to right here for Vandegrift, and they also hold their own on the defensive side. As 21-14 score, Bulldog defense will be leaned on once again to try to get this ball back in their offensive hands.
Well, I think a takeaway is going to be needed here to really flip this game.
Skoglund in motion from right to left. 2 receivers right, 1 left-hand side. Witt will get the handoff left. He has the edge, and he'll make the move down the sideline. Breaks it back in, tripped up at around the 32-yard line by Dub York. And a big-time run by Witt will move the chains for a 1st down for Vandegrift.
Good run. Off tackle left side. Up 7. At home. They're trying to play clock management now. They're trying to get this under 6.
Vandegrift is,
yeah. Vandegrift. They're home.
They are home too. Here is Buchanan now. Witt to his right-hand side. Double shift out from the left to the right, alongside the field. Buchanan, handoff Witt. No big surprise. Eludes 2 tacklers. Gets to the 25 to the 24-yard line. He's brought down by Luck and Bramp. That for a sizable gain of nearly 7 yards. 2nd down and 3.
You really need a defensive stop.
Middleton now will shift out from right to left. 1 receiver right outside is Coleman. Double shift right-hand side again now, and it'll be a high snap and get collected, and Witt will get the carry, and he'll find some room right up the middle to the 15-yard line for a 1st down carry. And Vandegrift now, really, with their offensive line, doing some yeoman's work up the middle and getting another 1st down carry, and not only moving the clock down, under 5 to go, but also getting 1st downs on this drive. Up by 7, 21-14. Here's the handoff, Witt. He finds the edge at the 15, breaks it back inside to the 14-yard line on a 1st down carry. A nominal gain on the play, about 2. Jankowski on the pursuit. Makes the stop. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
This could come down to a kick. And as you mentioned, Vandegrift with the wind at their back.
Hayden Arnold has not been called on too much to kick field goals on the season. He has 8 on the year, though. Middleton out right-hand side, and Coleman out left. Coleman in motion from left to right, and it'll be a handoff again. Witt up the middle. He's at the 10, and he'll get inside the 9 to the 8-yard line. You'll have to get to the 5 for a 1st down. It's 3rd and short coming up, and no real secret here if Vandegrift's going to run the football or not.
Right.
Hands on hips here. This Bowie defense, who has done an exceptional job again tonight. Scotland in motion from right to left. Witt out of the shotgun to the right-hand side of Buchanan. Buchanan, senior QB, will hand it off. Witt, find the edge, left-hand side, has the first down, and more goes into the end zone, and touchdown! Vandegrift from 8 yards out, Witt with his first score of the game, and the Vipers might have put this one out of reach with 3:16 left in the ball game. 11th rushing score of the year by Alex Witt.
Off tackle, left side, and nobody was home. It looked like the edge.
Left here at Monroe Stadium. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
Do you have an aging parent or grandparent who needs health care at home? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. Our skilled, compassionate healthcare staff treats patients right where they want to be, in the comfort of their home. Robinson Creek offers personalized programs, including cardiac care, wound care, diabetes and medication management, orthopedic care and therapy, as well as hospice care. We're a local, female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
Contest here at Monroe Memorial Stadium. Dee Hansen joined by Steve Foster here on the Vype Live Network. Bowie Bulldogs trail by 2 scores and have 1 timeout remaining in the bi-district round of the Texas High School football playoffs here against the Vandegrift Vipers. And a 8-yard touchdown run by Witt for Vandy. Alex Witt, the 5'9", 190-pound senior, might have put this one away as Vandegrift looks to free of this program and move on to take on Judson in the area round of Region 4. Here's the kickoff from left to right by Arnold, and it will be out of bounds out the back end of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 from their own 25-yard line, going right to left are the Bulldogs.
Well, you're going to have to pass the ball now. You're down 2 scores. And never say never. There's only 1 timeout left, though. That would be the concern. Not that you can't get this ball in the end zone, cut the lead to 7, but then you need some help in getting the clock stopped to jump back and look to get a score to tie.
Out of the shotgun, it will be Kenyon with Barnes to his left-hand side, back to pass. Now it'll be flushed out, and against the grain, throws, and it will be almost intercepted on the near side sideline. Carmine Eli, the intended receiver. And then you also had Connor Freeman with almost one-handed that one. It'll be a flag also on the play. Freeman obviously unable to hold on to it. It'll be against Bowie. I'll bring it back all the way to the 15-yard line on the holding call. First and 20 for Bowie. 2 receivers left, 2 right-hand side out of the shotgun. It will be flung out right-hand side, caught by Castle. At around the 19, he'll go upfield, far side sideline to the 21-yard line for small gain. Second down and around 14 to go. .249 on the clock. In motion from right to left is Castle. Ranging left is Kenyon. Now steps up in the pocket, throws, and it will be complete to Nehemiah Smith-Livingston. He's brought down awkwardly at around the 29-yard line. But now it makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Bulldogs with the clock at 2.5 to go.
It's good scramble and finding number 8, just settling in there, D. And you're right, 3rd manageable.
Kenyon out of the shotgun with Barnes to his left, to right once again. Back to pass. Kenyon now has pressure right-hand side. Wimberly has a beat on him, and then Kenyon just throws it as he's brought out of bounds on the far side sideline around the 23-yard line. And he bounces back up off the sideline, far side. And coaching staff for Bowie also asking for a late hit at the end of that one. Will not get it. And that'll bring up 4th and 6. I think they're not moving the down marker, so it was incomplete on the pass.
Here's what you got to do. You got to get past the sticks, because if you get tackled immediately, D, you want to have enough yards for the first.
2:09 left in the ball game. Down by 2 scores, desperation mode. Here is Kenyon, throws on a slant, caught at the 40, up to the 44-yard line for a first down. That is Rio Pittman with the reception, and that will move the chains with 2:03 left.
Good slant route. Made himself available, that being Rio Pittman in the slot. Nice little pitch and catch.
2 left in Nehemiah Smith-Livingston. The slot to the left is Pittman. Out right-hand side, Castle and Carmine Eli. Back to pass once again is Kenyon. He steps up in the pocket. He'll have to run with the football, and he'll get to the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 10, and it will be hurry-up mode here for the Bulldogs. Most of the fans here below us for the Vipers have left the building. It has gotten that much colder with a 1.5 to go, and Bowie down by 2 touchdowns. 2 receivers, two right, and Wimberly comes in again. Throw out left-hand side, incomplete, just at the feet of Barnes at around the 47-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for Bowie with 1:22 left, maybe in their season.
Good pressure up off the edge. Damian Wimberly. He is definitely a harasser of the backfield and quarterback.
Empty backfield, trips left-hand side. That's the long side of the field, 2 right-hand side. Kenyon on a 3rd and 10 from his own 44 will be again pressured and sacked. All the way back to the 38-yard line he goes with the loss on the play. And coming in and making the stop is Cruz Cascarillo, the junior linebacker. And that brings up a 4th down with 1:10 left, and timeout taken by Bowie, their last of this game. We'll take it with them. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
What does the 50th anniversary of Title IX mean? It means I'm valued, I'm empowered, I can do anything. It means I'll pave the way for every girl who plays high school sports in the future, just like every female student, coach, official, and administrator blaze the trail for me, because every student deserves the opportunity to play. Encourage girls you know to participate in Texas high school sports.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Downs, 28-14, 1:12 left, and no timeouts remaining. Just coming out of their 3rd and final timeout on a 4th and around 15 to go at their own 39-yard line. Kenyon to try to keep the season going. 1 receiver right-hand side. Carmine Eli will be in motion now from right to left. Roll out to the left-hand side, throwing, and downfield. It'll be intercepted at the 42-yard line. Jacob Castle, the intended receiver. 2nd turnover of the game by the Bulldogs. 1st INT thrown, and that will more than likely do it here for the season. And that Connor Friedman, his 3rd INT of the year. And the Vipers now looking and eyeing Judson in the area round of the Texas high school football playoffs.
Yeah, and that, you had to throw the ball past the sticks, and victory formation for Vandegrift.
Buchanan will kneel on it at 1:02 left, and that will count down the game clock. And One more kneel down more than likely needed here for Vandegrift to go 11-0 here in by district. And their 10th straight playoff will make it to area once again. And that will be the final play of the season for 33 seniors for the Bowie Bulldogs here at Monroe Memorial Stadium. And it will be Judson to take on Vandegrift next up here in Region 4. And the only other game that is to be determined in this sub-region of Region 4 with Vandy, Judson, and Weslaco advancing against Edinburgh last night, 16-13, is a game that will get underway between Del Rio and Harlan at Ferris Stadium tomorrow at around 2 o'clock. That's how the rest of the schedule will shape up.
Well, it's a good season for the Bowie Bulldogs. I look at this offense and, the 2 games that they've lost, they've had a minimum output by the offense. The defense, was going to have to lead this team, and I think they did a stellar job on the road, winding up giving 7 points each quarter.
Now Bowie will end the year with 3 losses on the year, with this game counting obviously towards that, with Dripping Springs and Westlake preceding. And 7 points against Dripping Springs, 0 against Westlake, and 14 here against the Vandegrift Vipers. And throughout the course of this game, the level of respect, and you could tell the sportsmanship for the most part was actually very good.
Yeah,
you can tell
no doubt.
You can tell both coaches really prepped their team for that.
Well, they're class, playoff teams, and as you mentioned, these
Drew
coaches.
Sanders, a class coach, along with Jeff Abels.
Right.
Goes
Correct.
along with that lineage going back to a time as well. Me being one of them now, I only have a 10-year-old, but I can imagine when your son has been playing in this system throughout the course of his career, this maybe being the final game he ever plays in organized football. It's an emotional experience on top of that.
Yep, and mine will get a chance to start sometime soon. That'll be fun for us, but I get it. He's played baseball and soccer, and these kids have played together a long time through youth football, like you said, D, in middle school.
Another experience you might share about yourself, Foss, though, is even though you knew you were going to play at another level, what was your final high school game like? Was it still kind of...
Oh, it was tough because
tough.
You're in the middle of Ratliff Stadium in Odessa. You just lost to Odessa Permian, and they had 20,000 strong, and they were very vocal. They had one that I know a lot of people in this area know of, and Britt Hager, still the all-time leading tackler for the University of Texas. They were a quality team, and you just had to tip your hat to a good 4 years of football. And I'm appreciative of that. You're going to miss some of your teammates because they're not going to go with you, and you just try to savor those moments that you had along the way.
Definitely a season that should go down again as being a successful one here for the Bulldogs, as they have always had to go through maybe the most difficult district in the entire state of Texas to get to this point, and then to take on the best team out of the district that they're lined up with at 25 6A, and a very formidable opponent and successful one in the Vandegrift Vipers, 28-14. Attention also, volleyball fans, the UIL State Volleyball Tournament is set for Wednesday, November 16th through Saturday, November 19th at the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, Texas. Ticket and spectator information is available at uiltexas.org. Come on out and watch the best in Texas. Go for gold. Also, football fans, you don't want to miss the UIL State football experience at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas, this December. Come out for an action-packed 4 days, Wednesday, December 14th through Saturday, December 17th, and witness the best teams in each division battle it out for the final games of the season. Tickets and all tournament pass information can be found at uiltexas.org. We'll take a more break. When we come back, we'll round things out here from Monroe Memorial Stadium, where the Bowie Bulldogs end their season to a score of 28-14 to the Vandegrift Vipers. This is Bowie Bulldog football.
Do you have an aging parent or grandparent who needs health care at home? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. Our skilled, compassionate healthcare staff treats patients right where they want to be, in the comfort of their home. Robinson Creek
At Brave Care, we provide primary and urgent care tailored for kids ages 0 to 21. We do everything from regular checkups, sports physicals, and 24/7 support from our nurses by chat or over the phone. We even offer x-rays so you don't have to wait hours at the ER. Our Brave Care Clinic is located conveniently in Circle C between the two child development centers. We offer same-day appointments 365 days a year so we can always fit into your schedule. Find us at bravecare.com and through our Brave Care app.
At Circle C Orthodontics, Dr. Fidel Del Toro and Dr. Jonathan Kimes love making beautiful, healthy smiles. Utilizing the latest advances in technology and techniques, the team at Circle C Ortho can help you look better and feel better too. Their practice philosophy focuses on patient-centered, personalized care. They take the time to get to know you as a person, not just a set of teeth or braces. Circle C Orthodontics, no referral needed, all insurance plans welcome, and affordable payment options available. More information at austin-braces.com, 512-394-0930.
At Defender Police Supply, we specialize in public safety. Our automatic license plate recognition cameras and software help solve as well as prevent crimes. We also offer a variety of security cameras, tactical equipment like body armor and ballistic shields, as well as infrared and thermal scopes. Defender Police Supply serves law enforcement, neighborhood associations, businesses, residential properties, and schools. Call me, Jason Bram, at 512-887-2577 or visit us online at defenderpolicesupply.com.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Are you looking for high-quality, compassionate health care for your aging parent or grandparent? Robinson Creek Home Health and Hospice can help. We offer a variety of home health and hospice care services, all administered in the comfort of home. Our skilled, knowledgeable nurses and therapists help your loved ones recover and manage their conditions. And in most cases, our services are 100% covered by Medicare. We're a local, female-owned company committed to doing things right. Visit rchomehealthhospice.com today.
Rounding things out here at Monroe Memorial Stadium. Dee Hanson joined by Steve Foster here on the Vype Live Network. The Bowie Bulldogs falling 28-14 here to the Vandegrift Vipers, and also now ending the season here in bi-district play. And the Vandegrift Vipers, congratulations, well earned, and moving on to take on the Judson Rockets in the area round, and here in Region 4 of Division 2, Class 6A. Steve, always custom here as we end out another year. Never how we want to end it with a loss. You always want to try to go as far as you can into the playoffs. But time to reflect a little bit on this season and looking forward to next.
Well, let's see. This season, I think, again, the defense was the leader of this team. I think the outstanding player, Max Barnes, I think, there's always more than one way to roam, and I would have just really liked to see him get out in space and play some pitch and catch at this game. I think he could have contributed that way as opposed to the 4-yard variety. Yes, he's a running back, but as you mentioned, he's the number 1 receiver on the team. Throw him the ball downfield. You had Jacob Castle, you had Nehemiah Smith-Livingston, things moving forward where I think if you attack this team in the playoffs, and it is attack, it's all out because you don't get another opportunity. Commending the defense, I think they did tremendous. This, as you mentioned, a top 17 team in the state of Texas in the largest classification. That is a heck of a deal. I think moving forward, you'll see people like Carmine Eli and others come back and be excited to play football. You got to figure out the quarterback, but that could be a family affair of maybe a Tello that we've already seen coming back. So, and the line, you have to win the line of scrimmage. And this defensive line was just as good or better than last year's. You had to see how that'll match up, but a lot of hope and promise in the pipeline for Bowie.
That's going to do it for us here tonight, and also Bowie's season now has drawn to a close, and what a great season it has been. This team has shown how important it is to buy in and work together as a team, be there for
The Robinson Creek Healthcare and Hospice broadcast of Bowie Bulldogs football on the Vype Live Broadcast Network has been presented by Defender Police Supply, Brave Care, and Circle C Orthodontics. Bowie Bulldogs football on Vype Live has also been brought to you by the Carlson Law Firm, Top Gun Equipment Rentals, Womack Real Estate, Nance Orthodontics, McLean Family Dental, Firehouse Subs, Family Dentistry on Manshaft, Dina Davis Team, Jersey Mike's, Specified Water Systems, UBEO, Princeton Review, Mighty Fine, Chick-fil-A, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Waterloo Ice House, Torchy's Tacos, More Than a Teacher, Bolden Acres, Pie Bar, and Austin Community College. Bowie Bulldogs football has been a presentation of the Vype Live Broadcast Network.